Whew, boy, getting old. Well, we making it anyway. Out of Connie Yahuwah, another young, didn't have to see it, but he allows to make it here one more again, didn't he? It's a small thing for some people. For some of us, everyone these days, they be precious to us now, man. Start considering. Every time I look on the news, everything that's going on, they're supposed to have some kind of, trying to do some kind of negotiating tomorrow with Russia and Ukraine. Won't nothing, they won't get nowhere. The world too far gone. They too far stuck in their own ways, and all they're doing is killing us while they're doing it. Nobody ain't looking at all the citizens dying. But you know, it's amazing how they got so much interest on Ukraine. Nobody talking about none of the conflicts in Africa. All these other countries that had wars and still at wars, and nobody stop them. Then you got all these so-called world leaders acting like they're so concerned about world hunger and everything. These are the people that cause world hunger. Why would you let your own people starve? If you look in Peru, everybody in the uprage. The vice president took over. The president was sat down. You got other in India. I told them, listen, everybody a part of that Bryce, every one of them coming down. They have no idea you have plotting on all of them. Then overturn the president of Brazil, done got a president that been president in '08 and done been to prison. He was elected. You know, every one of them, they coming back out of Russia in conflict. India now, India in conflict. I wonder what they were gonna do. They people protesting on the street in Bangladesh. India try to be the so-called peacekeepers now. They just made them the president of the G20. They also, one of their women is over the Security Council for the UN. The U.S. take them all down. Listen, you ain't got a more predicated people than you got here in the U.S. Nobody beat them. They can beat everybody. They outsmart them, they outthink them. None of them, I don't care who else. They the only people can let somebody else be the world leader and they still control them. That's right. They control the UN, they control NATO. Right. Anything they get in, they gonna control it. They ain't gonna be no silent partner, they gonna control it. You'll never prosecute them either, you'll never get them. Y'all see all the war crime we committed in Iraq? Haven't been charged one time. We passed it right off the black water. All the crimes, atrocities they committed in Afghanistan, not one time they getting tried. You keep it moving. That's how you get you. You keep conflicts in these other countries, they ain't got time to try you. See, people don't realize when you deal with these people here, they're too calculated. See, the people here in America are protesting. They just don't show it to you. They don't let you know some of our people in Washington protesting. They don't let y'all know people in California protesting, people in other states protesting. People protesting worldwide. They just don't tell you because, see, once you start listening and you see you got the same causes, guess what you're going to do? You'll come out there too, won't you? And that's what they don't want you to do. So they make you think everything well, just stay good and let Santa Claus take care of the rest of it. That's why they dropped them gas prices down for you. You know, there's nowhere in the world you should be paying no $2.88 for no gas right now. 2 million barrels a day been cut. There's nowhere in the world you should be paying under $3 for no gas. But you do that to keep the people from uprising. They already know the people are going to overturn their place. They just signed a bill and gave the military the highest check they ever got, $858 billion. This means war. And hell, when you start funding that war machine, that's the most money they ever got, $858 billion. You know how you get that kind of money? You go around the world and you start conflicts and you come back and you tell the people who trust you to get them information, say, listen, the British are coming. The British are coming. That's how Paul Revere told them, ain't that right? That's what you tell them, the British are coming. Everybody supposed to arm themselves when you hear that. And that's what they told them. The Russians are coming, China coming, all these countries coming at us. Oh, in Nigeria, they just passed legislation today too. English will no longer be their required language. They getting rid of English. Everybody overturned America. People done. The Saudis in China just signed 34 different bills the other day. China finna handle all Saudi Arabia technology, and the U.S. is pissed. They said it's gonna have a problem with our security if you do that. The Saudis have no idea how bad they're gonna go for them. The Saudi prince will be charged. They're gonna be an uprising. They're gonna make all them slave workers. Just give it time. Y'all see for yourself. Watch the uprising they have. They already got China in disarray. Look how their COVID numbers went up. They running around the world. Listen, if the Chinese build something, don't trust it. It won't last long. Every bridge they ever built collapsed. The people say they got the worst steel in the world. Flimsy. People don't even realize you don't want nothing from China. China just look good. That's why they can make it so cheap. It ain't nothing. Everybody built for the junk tear down. They tried to build a Panama Canal. Them little weak jokers. That karate look good. I like them nunchucks. I ain't gonna tell no lie. Them nunchucks and them stars cute. I won't let them niggas build no bridge. Y'all know who built it? Most of y'all don't know. Niggas built the Panama Canal. The Chinese were too weak. They couldn't do it. I don't know why these folks think these people superior. We built the Panama Canal. We done beat all these people. Ain't that right? Well, they got Hiroshima, we beat them. They ain't got nowhere we ain't beat them. Hamburger Hill, we done beat them everywhere they don't get. Listen, ain't nobody beat them. We take it out. I'm tired they beat up. They duped us every time. Our people, listen, you fall for it. The same way they did when they did Yahushua. They'll come and tell you a lie, act like they just like us. They poor and they struggling and they come out of slavery. You open your heart for people like that. Somebody come to you and say, man, you know, I had a hard time. I was raised in the project. You say in the project? What project? I'm from the project. I got you, nigga. I'll soften your heart. You think we got something in common. As soon as they get in there, they wind up taking you down, just like the Trojan horse. They'll get you every time. Hello? Yes, sir. I don't know what the folks doing. The folks sell them a condom called Trojan, and they wonder why these women still getting pregnant. What the whole philosophy with the Trojan? They're not that bright. They're not that bright. You know what I'm saying? Not too bright. What was the whole? I'm saying, what was the Trojan horse about? Wow, wow, wow. Woman trying to be safe. She got a rubber named after the Latin, the Roman, and she wondering why her internal sides are messed up. He wondering why he's sitting around there and he got ELD. What that thing he got? Same thing. Just a matter of time, they're going to switch the letter around and call it something else. Don't get mad at me because I'm innovative. Now the nigga got ELD in there, right? He got ELD, they keep up with him. They know how long he be working. He got to clock out. In there, right? He got ELD, he just don't know it. Listen, that's the system. Again, I want to make sure I make it known every time, you know, I'm for the liberation, I'm for equality, I'm for the establishment of our people. Isn't that right? Religiously and ethnic group. You know, I'm just being honest, that's what I'm for. Make sure everybody know when you go, what they know what you for. I got to establish our people. And I need your help in order for us to do it. We got to change what we're doing. We got to start getting to where we can grow our own foods and process our own things for ourselves, even getting back to making our own clothes. It is. I know they're going to look at us, they're going to hate us for it, but a lot of times we ain't looked at, a lot of our sickness and illness, it could be in these clothes. Well, let me stop there. I don't want to tell that lie. It ain't like they ever done that before. I forgot what happened on the Trail of Tears. I think they cried themselves to death. What happened? They said they did. They was Chris. You said, hold on for a minute, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Chris, what was this in 2000 what? So you tell me in the 1800s. How many, let me ask y'all now, how many of y'all know how to put a disease on a blanket? Do any of y'all know how to take a disease and put it inside of a blanket? No, sir. How would they know how to do it in the 1800s? They probably forgot about that technology now. Let's see, all niggas wear Jordans, all niggas wear polos. It ain't hard to get us. It ain't hard to get us. All you gotta do is make some, put somebody on. We all wear them gay tight pants. I don't know where I saw them last night. You changed them up, don't you? Y'all don't wear them pants. That's terrible. Let me tell you what, those pants designed to cut y'all sperm count down, keep it down, and the restriction. A lot of times, see what happened, I think this will happen. What we'll tell our kids is start wearing them gay ass pants and getting them, and a lot of times they don't know why you're trying to tell them about this. It's because it's what's synonymous with it. You know what I'm saying? You leaving your behind out, you're telling somebody you're available. And this is what they're doing. They make you get out here and put yourself out and demonstrate yourself, and you project the homosexual agenda. So when other homosexuals see you, you blend in with them. Then they sit and cut your sperm count out. Then they take your run down. I mean, then it was bad. All your criminals wear them. Hell, you ain't got to run. That's why police can be fat now. Hell, you can walk like this and catch the fastest one of them. The man, how fast you gonna run like this here? It ain't hard to catch them. I'm just being honest. So we got to educate our people on why we have to break away from certain these styles and fashion and give them, because they hurt us. We're losing our men, and it has to be a push to try to teach and educate our men about the dangers of how society, they don't care about you. They're actually trying to exterminate you. Between the drugs, between the music, between the videos, between the social media. I know a lot of my young people, y'all look at, I mean, what's wrong with them? People, you're right, there are people that are smart when they're using social media. I appreciate, when Basta had April on, and she said a couple things about social media, how she said, I'd rather go on, I don't do it. I'm amazing, I never heard that before, you know. But y'all people live your liars on, I see you on them making them faces, following every sign they do. Y'all can't do that, that's how they pull you in. See, this is what you look at, when our adults get pulled in, our kids ain't no smarter. That's just being honest. I don't follow a lot of stuff because you have to kind of have a base how you going to do stuff and come out. That stuff will get you just like the web. The thing's called the web. Web used designed to catch things. and you'll get on him a lot of times. That computer can get you moving. Sometimes you look up something, you're like, interesting. And you'll keep clicking. Before you know it, you lost hours. They're taking time out of your life. And you follow so much stuff, and it keeps flipping you over, you keep going, and you lost your agenda. And this is how they get us off today. Now, there are people that use social media for business. I mean, I'm a businessman. I'm about making some money. If I can't make no money, well, I ain't going to play with it long. I just been with it. It ain't going to benefit me. I told you 2 things I teach you. Well, you already know how to do one, why not do the other one? I can spend money and make money. You spend money to get change. You're going to run out before me. I know you don't understand. Don't worry about it. But so you got to start looking at these people designed to give you stuff to get money out your pocket. It's get you to go somewhere, get you to buy something, get you to listen to something, get you to order something and get it. So all you're doing is spending money to make change. I spend money to make money. That's on why I can exist. You got to start learning the game. You use that social media to make your money. Because there's people out there, and I ain't trying to bust nobody hustle. Make your money. That's your hustle. You just won't make it for me, because that ain't something I got time to get tied up into. Y'all got it? Instead of trying to give you my money, I'm figuring out how to make my own money. Y'all got it? But y'all have to start being conscious of this stuff, that whenever they give you something, they've already filtered through it, and they know how to trap you up with it. All these countries, just like when China gave them TikTok, they gave them a way to get in your phone. Everybody get it. Listen, it's convenient, it's quick, it's fast. Shoot you a little something right quick and pop it out. China say you download this app and get in your, and let me in your phone. And what they ask you for? They probably ask you, let me say, they probably would never ask you like, can I look at your contact and your photos?
First thing they don't ask you.
For an app that all I'm be doing, why you need to see, I need to consent to, because I want you to give up these liberties. I want you to say I took them. You just didn't have time to read. I need all your photos and your contacts. Because people got recordings or stuff they got or whatever they got. People got pictures of things. That's what they told y'all with Facebook. CIA said they credited Facebook. They said they never caught some of the people who weren't been for Facebook. People that was on the run was showing family reunions and where they hang, where they go. They're like, Facebook did more, listen, it did more to help them catch people than anything else out here. So that's why they advocate a lot of these programs. They shoot them out here. First, Donald Trump didn't want it. He told the people about TikTok. Soon they let it look who I got. People here, their kids on it. Their kids not responsible enough. I don't believe in with these phones. Again, I tell these people, just ain't got a brain. These kids are too dangerous because they're not mature enough to realize it's a lot of responsibility with a phone. You're giving them 24-hour access to internet, to games, to predators. Don't you know how many people, how many of y'all got phones? Let me see. You probably don't get calls from people asking you about accounts or telling you that your Social Security has already, somebody got your Social Security and it was involved in a crime, and you don't probably get that, do you? Yeah. You know what? They probably don't call kids. And people never get them their information. That's why they do it. That's why they do it. You get little texts from people. Hello? Who is this? This John? No. Well, how you doing? I said, which part you didn't get? In the conversation, why are we gonna keep talking? You sound nice. How I sound nice? This a text. How many of y'all got them texts before? They don't do kids, do they? And these kids ain't smart. They smart enough to know don't get pulled in. They think they done found a friend. You know, found a predator. Like keep you texting and keep you going, and next thing you know, you're behind get kidnapped. A lot of times, look at these kids kidnapped. Don't know. Go through them phones. Watch what all of them got in common. They got a phone. They have a phone. A lot of stuff I told you, you don't need. I get you one. It'd be a flip phone. All you don't call it me and the police. That's all you need. And you don't need that phone to call you who. In the story, I just don't believe it. We done lost a whole generation. We can't recover these people. You can't recover them. And you don't see what's involved. Parents have given it to them. I see it again. The little kids, to shut them up, to be quiet. Let me tell you something. All my grandkids know. That Papa phone. Papa don't give up no phone. Not my phone. I said, sister, Papa made money with this. This ain't for kids. I ain't got time to play no game with my phone. We ain't putting no games on here to shut you up. You ain't running my phone nowhere, take it nowhere. Set your behind down, look at that TV. Not playing on my phone. Everybody, I know y'all all different because everybody, you love your kid differently. I just try to teach you some behavior. You need to start now. You don't need no phone. I'll go put one of them on. I put Marbell on the wall. pick it up, and I get that old dial. By the time I know these kids, they ain't got the strength to dial themselves no more. All area code, young. I want you to call a second number on now. You ain't gonna keep calling. Like, when you hang up, you ain't gonna keep calling back. Your finger get tore out. You think these kids can get one of them rotary phones? They ain't gonna play with it. They don't want to call nobody. They be like, I call them and say, go ahead. Hang it up. I see him at school tomorrow. So that's what I was thinking. Just gotta get. I'm grown. I got grown people on these phones, and that's not just, what they doing. Sexing. They sitting up here inappropriate stuff. They watching stuff they ain't got no business. Why would I think a child is more sophisticated, a child is more responsible than an adult? Let me tell you something. The people in this room, in there, and watching, they think their kids are more responsible than adults. How about this? How many of y'all have watched sexual stuff before on y'all phone? So, y'all adults. The kids more, and guess what? The kids are more savvy, and the kids are smarter to stay away from it than you. They pull you in. It's inviting. And you can sit here, and this thing can take you on a trip. We just had a book. Whatever you can do with that page, that's all you're going to get. Now, you can cut the whole out what she got down there and try to go. If you can go through that paper, ain't a whole lot to you know how. I mean, that's all we had. As far as you can go. Book. As far as you can go. That page ain't moving. And not unless you got it doing something. Other than that, that's it. That page is sitting there. That's it. Now they got this stuff interactive. Rubbing and touching, probably jumping, everything. Yeah, that's too much. I can't get my kid nothing kill that stuff. You kill yourself, you get an age, you get on the street on your own. You ain't gonna get it from me. I mean, we're just in a whole different situation now. Yeah, and I tell you all the time, all to take your kid do it one time with that phone is take a picture, forward a picture of something naked. That's child pornography, and your child going to jail. And if I go to court, I want your kid to get another 20 years. And you go to jail with them because you've been warned. Y'all, it just makes no sense. Let's just start being responsible. Let's get back control of our homes and our families. Let's spend time and talk with our kids and teach them about the dangers out here. There's a lot going on, and we put a lot on the teachers. The teachers are not parents. They're not going to go through and teach our kids life skills. That's our responsibility. And actually, I wouldn't want my teacher teaching my kid teach them life skills because I don't know how you live. It would be different if we had more morality. We just don't have the morality. But this what I don't want to do. I don't want to have to go and regulate the teacher morality unless the teacher want to come in with Speedos on. You know what I'm saying? Or a G-string to teach. Or he's a man, he wants to wear women attire. Or she's a female, she want to wear men's attire. Other than that, whatever your sexual preference is, or whatever it is, it's left up to you. I just think you ought to keep it out of the classroom. That's right. That's right. I don't think you ought to keep it just to the subject matter. And I think morality ought to be taught in the home. That's just being honest. I'll be taught in the home. We can't count on the teachers. We put a lot on teachers. We put a lot on the police. We need the police to come get these kids out of the street. Won't we call their damn parents? So who who child you is? What, ain't you such and such, boy? That's how we get that done. You already know you're in trouble. They know who your parent is. You're in trouble. Look like, come get in this mic right here, Rob. Here you go. Here you go. Get in this one. Give him one. He let it get in. So now what we want to do? Here, baby, he all right. So, but don't forget to kiss him. So now what you want to do? But what you want to do is we have to start back getting control of our kids and our homes. We can't allow the government to be the regulator of everything. Let the government do what the government's supposed to do and force the will of the people. We don't need the government in our homes to teach us morality or discipline our kids. The same government that took it out of our homes now have our kids sit here, and now we lost our kids in prison. They told us to let our kids have their freedom and let this, and now they're so free they're incarcerated. Yep. We had them in Bundy when we were whooping them in the home. Right. We would discipline the home, keep them out, but the government got them, they're getting whooped up now in these juvenile facilities. Right. Kids getting punked out, having to give up their tennis shoes, they commit suicide, but they safer because they got them out of our care. These are some of the things we need to do in our liberation. We need to declare ourselves, what they call these kids, emancipate. We need to emancipate. Y'all got it. That's just being honest. We need to put our homes back together. We need to get back control of our kids. We need to get the home back down. We don't need all these TV. Unplug them. Come here, let me see what you're watching.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody showing a bit. What's that? What's them? ain't Beavis and Butthead. What's the thing? He had the little saw between them, like, renting, scanning, doing some stuff like it was sexy, like he was sawing wood, had the saw between his leg, and right. You can't leave the kid watch these cartoons with him. Yes, I'm just being honest. I know it's lazy. I don't want to. We need to pay attention because these folks need us to be comfortable, and they got us. Leave them in the room, let us handle them, and now they safe. And you'll leave them, you say, well, listen, they got the TV to watch so I can go and take care of what I'm doing. And they counted on us to do that because now they got our kids' mind and we lose them. These kids getting this stuff from somewhere. They learn how to sneak around. They learn how to go to Walmart, and Walmart will sell them one of them little phones. It need to be an age restriction. They come to the cash register. Show me your ID. And what you buying that phone for? It need to be. I mean, we need to get control of it. We losing our kids. People, look at our kids. Our kids getting a hold of. I mean, we were coming on bigger thing at work. Kids trying to smoke and drink. These kids getting on some serious dope and pills. You got to ask yourself, how they getting in these community with these little kids? And these kids don't have jobs. These kids, how these pills and lean just running through these community, running through these schools and running happy through our kids. Our government got to be supplying this. Come on, we got all these signs, all these people. How's this stuff getting to school? Let's just be practical how it's getting into school. Let's stop playing like we're stupid. These kids having access through some system, and it's through the government system that's allowing this stuff to get into these schools and get into these young people community and getting on these websites, getting on these teams. What's a teen site they got? My teens don't know it. Somebody tell me the name. What's the hottest teen site? That's interesting. They got to think about it. Nobody know what the hottest teen site is? It's not one. What is it? Instagram? That's about everyone. Instagram. They don't have another one. Nobody know the name of another one. Just Instagram, IG, whatever. That Instagram, that's the hottest one. Didn't they have one Snapchat? Kick Me. They ain't still got Kick Me. What that is? They had something on there. What was it? Kick Me? Kick Me. Oh, Kick Me. What else they got? What's they got? Snapchat still? I don't know. Do teenagers, y'all know this Snapchat? No, probably do Snapchat. It's Instagram. Everything Instagram. Now, I'm just curious for young people. What would be the excitement with Instagram? I'm just curious. For young people.
To get in contact with each other, see what each other are doing.
You can get in contact with each other, see what each other are doing. So Instagram is one of the easier access. You can just show off and do flex. So that makes sense why you got. See, that's one we had to get away from. I can't tell you why. Because all they keep doing is competition. So if I do something, you come back and do something. Then I'm gonna do something, and before you know it, we butt naked on here doing something we ain't got no business doing. That's just being honest. But see, that's what they do. They get them with that heightened. You know, you can do something quick and send something out. Then the challenges. Everybody follow these challenges about, you know, a challenge. What they had a challenge that cut your hair. They had all kind of stupid. Then they have a suicide challenge or something on one of them things. That led to them dying. Alcohol challenge, huh? Yeah, but I mean I told them. But see but think about it. They're playing kids that can't ration. They don't understand. They see other kids their age doing. They think they can do it. Kids are going on these sites and talking about committing suicide and doing it live. Then they hitting their friends and people looking at the attention. So if you're what we call a lame, you ain't getting no attention, you want attention, now you go do something stupid like that, now everybody watch you got attention. Just like these young white kids go in these stores and shoot them up. They know why, they getting the news attention. Everyone you see, this the thing you find, they ain't gang bad niggas doing it. These lames. Video on themselves walking here because they got no attention, people ignore them, and the easy way to get attention do that. Now what happened? All the kids shooting at their friend. Look at it, hurry up and get it. And somebody looking, I'm a lame, I want attention too. So I need to do something more depth-defying. And this is the problem we got. And I say this, if we get back to putting down a level of discipline and talk with our kids to make sure they got an understanding, regardless of what other people do, they can still maintain some discipline. Our parents tell us that, hey, I don't care if everybody give them there and take their clothes off, you better keep yours on. Then they tell you, they look at y'all heard that? That's it. You better say, oh, you talking, why you talking? My friend, look at him. That you know it coming there. My friend was talking. You like you didn't get. You think about. You said, I probably shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't I? I should have just said I was talking. Cause when you said my friend was talking, you got a lecture with a bean coming. Who child is you? You is my child. I don't care what nobody now do. You like, anybody had one of them talk before? Anybody else holler at my friend? It was somebody else. And man, that's the worst thing you could have said, man. Me and somebody, my friend, somebody else, and I was, woo, you should have never said that. That's all they need to hear to kill you. But you know what I'm saying? But you were trying to get them to realize, though, you can't follow everybody. These are the consequences that happen to you when you follow a crowd. Now these kids don't get no consequences. Y'all, I watch y'all right here. Y'all fuss these kids. Shoot, maybe let it 5 minutes later, they back playing doing something. Maybe to punish you, man, your day over with. You might just look out at that sun, you done. That sun be standing like, nigga, I ain't finna go down. I'm finna be up here a long time. It ain't right. Y'all remember that? They tell you were done. I don't come out no 2 minutes later walking and playing. This new child correction stuff is just scary because it taught you something. You had to sit there and just realize, you be like, man, I got him, man, I ain't screwing up. You like, I don't never want to be in. It made you look at, you didn't want to be in that condition. Now, it don't matter. Everything that you right back out. There's really no limitation what you could do. They give you all this freedom and liberty, and then later on, these kids come back and they kill you. There was stuff we had. Our kids feared us. I mean, we feared our parents. Now, I mean, they'll take you out. And the kid will tell you that, say, you brought me in this world, but I take you out. It used to be the parent told you that. Now the kid tell you that. You brought me in here, but I take you out. You know, this is a whole nother, I mean, this is the world we created. And we talked about last night, you know, real talk. Really looking at where we at and what we need to do to repair our situation. And I think that if we don't have real conversation about where we at, because all of this is part of dynamics what's messed us up. They got us so off the plan to where the average quote unquote black man or woman or any other race, we basically trying to just make it. Then we've lost the control we have our kids. The husband and wife, she is her own person. And the woman will tell you that they're advocate proponent, tell you, listen, I'm married to you, but I am my own person. This is a problem. No woman you can't be your own person around him. You and that person gonna have to get out of him. We can't have it. Cause this is gonna be a conflict later on. I'm telling you, when you hear them conversations, I'm my own person. You don't run me, you ain't my dad. I don't know why we had no conversation about me being your daddy. That would really scare me. What happened in your family when we talking about ain't your daddy? Cause we shouldn't be having this conversation about I'm not your daddy. I'm the head. I'm putting down how we're going to do things, and this is how we're going to do this. And I need you to be a part of this, and we need to be on board, be a partnership with me controlling interest. Yes, sir. It's only going to work with me controlling interest now. Right. We can't do I ain't doing no 51-50 with my 49. We're not doing no stuff like that. I got 100, and I'll loan you something over here. Right. Ain't that right? I'll loan you something, you get it. But you got to know how to rule with diligence. I know how to rule with care. Go ahead and give me something to eat. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Hurry up! You don't start out hollering. You holler later when they take acknowledgement. But no, you got to learn. But you do have to put down in a home, in a family structure. Somebody, how many of y'all grew up? If y'all had two parents, the father ran the home. He was the head. He was the last. When that man put the word, that'd be it down there. When dad done said it, that got that. You can't go around that one. Now they kick it. One dad done said it. Man, he found out I went at my mom's. He done said it. Oh my! You already know. Don't go. You couldn't do nothing. And then what picked me out, go ask her something, and she said, "Ask your daddy." I said, "I ain't going." I just said, "I'm not going." That's crazy. He already know. And then when he get you at, you said, "Dad." He said, "What?" You look, you think. And then he gonna get me. He already know. The answer is no, cause you know he done figured out. She done told you to come see me. Cause you ain't been asking me nothing. Cause you know I'm gonna tell you. So they put all that together. You already know. You go. You like. I can't ask you nothing because you ain't going to let nobody do that. That's how you pick this. My guy, they come at me with something. Your mama sent you. I ain't never seen. I'm like that girl, like that lady off of Life. When Claude was on, I ain't never seen you before. Isn't that right? I'm like, I already know. They come at me. Your mama told you no, huh? That's how y'all work the system. These women know how to work the system. So that's how they do it. Well, I want to tell you no, but I don't want you to hate me. Hate your daddy. Go ask your daddy. So see how mama done got rid. Mama don't get none of that. See, these women they calculate it. These women know about that. They calculate it. This come in mother school 101. Send them to the daddy. Let the daddy tell them no, so they can hate him and pray he go to hell. I keep living longer. Oh, they do that. They not that. Listen. But see, this is some of the divide they put in him. instead of husband and wife, father and mother working together and discussing and saying, we both agree. Now it's no divide. I'm just being honest. Versus, well, I told, because sometimes a kid will duke you. You might turn down a shot to another one. Now the kid gone. Now you pick. Now get what the argument at? The husband and wife. The father and mother. They argue. And get what the kid is? They gone. And folks, you piss one, but they done got what they wanted because why? We don't communicate. I'm telling y'all something. The divide and what's destroying us and our family structure is working through them giving our kids this manipulative type way of how to get around us. Telling them they got these freedoms and these rights. Why these rights don't come with they buy them a room. They pay all their bills and buy their school clothes. Ask them about them rights. So these rights you saying I got and I don't have to obey my parents, who gonna buy my clothes? Where I'm gonna be staying at when I'm outside? Cause I burn to the ground. You can't stay here. I'm gonna go to jail and I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna be on probation. I have to tell you mine. And I can't say nothing to you, I'm going back to jail. I'm gonna burn the house down. And I gotta pay the bill and take care of you. Did that make sense? I don't know how no parents agree to no foolishness like that. I'll lose the house. I'll throw away everything I got. I'll crash the car. You'll be a walking homeless nigga. It'll never happen. You won't stay there on my dime. Y'all all right? We have to come back and regain our dignity, our self-respect, and you need to have the freedom to be able to regulate in your home and in your marriage, especially for our men. And our women need some freedom. We need to teach our men how to treat our women. We have to, and you know what? And that goes with both parties understanding that it's a commitment on both ends. It's not single. It's not just her responsibility, just his responsibility. Everybody play a part to try to build up that family structure. Unfortunately, we don't get to focus on that or learn how conversation because we're so busy fighting each other. Most of the show we'll watch, it's the guy being taught how to be a player. It's the woman how to try to teach her how to be a mysterious lover. The problem we got, the two people that's watching are both married. So you can't, a lot of women, I'm telling you, it's dangerous to let women watch a lot of TV shows. I watch my wife, she got these channels, she go on other and look out, we can't be watching this shit around here. Especially no all black cast. I don't know how to put on my TV. No. I don't watch no stuff like that, man. It's hard to get me watched up. All black cast, I already know they're going. This guy ass finna get duped. She finna run with Oprah Winfrey and get a tongue lashing. We're not putting on the TV. I like clean white folks up there. Ain't that right? I don't be watching, man, I don't watch Tyler Perry. Hell no, watch no Tyler. Man, I watched that Gone Girl. I didn't know he wrote that. They said Tyler Perry wrote that. I said, I hated it. I never meant to watch, but I know him. I don't watch nothing. Listen, these people are against us. I'm just being honest. Watch the shows and what they watch. It's always the woman got something going and the man not up to the measure or something. You know our community. Why would you give us that? If we weren't such a detriment, you know what I'm saying? And you can say, let it keep going. I know people here, a lot of them, they love the, and that's fine. You love your black movies, show, whatever you got. And that's not nothing against my people. It's just the message a lot of time they give us. Y'all got what I'm saying? The message hurts us a lot of time. Now, the quote-unquote Chinese people, now what they did, you'll watch lately. You know what you ain't going to find them on lately, or from here forward right now, you're not going to find no Chinese movie where the Chinese people the bad people. Y'all know they stopped them. They pulled Hollywood on that. Did y'all know that nobody buys more American movies than China? Did you know they went against it? Like you'll watch it, it always some evil Chinese guy doing. Man, them folks kind of, they said, man, we wasn't this shit no more. They're like, why we keep being portrayed on every movie that we the bad people? No, that whenever they show Russian people, what the Russian, they always trying to blow up something, kidnap somebody. What do y'all think that imagery is about? So like when I introduced this war and we fighting against Russia, that falls right into when Arnold Schwarzenegger came over trying to catch them Russian killers. Always Russians associated with drug dealing and killing mobs. And they show niggas with what? Rap in the projects. See, nobody paying attention to how they deframing you every time. See, a lot of these nations are starting to look at, man, you're not going to keep showing me like that. Not showing, and I'm going to sit here and watch it. That's why I'm against. I don't watch them lazy ass. I'm not watching no movie, no bunch of black women run down no black man. I don't want to watch no bunch of black guys run down no black. I don't want to watch it because it feeds into a bad narrative for us. Speak from your own experience. You ain't never been with no damn black woman. How the hell you going to talk about all black women? Shut your damn mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm just being honest. We got to stop the poison against one another. It's too much poison being spewed from Hollywood, and these people get her. The divide pay more money than putting us together. We put together, if we put together and we start to think, we do things differently. We'll start sitting down and having a conversation at the table. We'll want to know, how's your day today at school? Then you find an ass ain't even been to school in a month. Since we don't talk, we eat different. Everybody get their plates and run to their rooms, and you don't see nobody. You know your damn kid fell to the ass kicked out of school 2 years ago, and you've been dropping their ass off every day. Kid out of school for 2 years. So there's just too much going on because we don't communicate. Everybody, you hear people, I don't know my child. How the hell I don't know them? They live here. If I don't know you, you're a stranger. Strangers don't stay in my house. That's not hard. I don't know my kid. My kid don't know me. That means we're strangers. You need to leave, stranger. What they tell you, stranger? Danger. Now, either I'm going to kill you or you're going to kill me. Get your shit and get out of here. Then they want to sit down and tell me, what you need to know about me? That's what your kid want to know. What you need to know? I want to just tell everything. You need to know your kid. It's bad to find who your kid is when you find him on some social media site swinging from a damn ceiling somewhere. You got him on top of some damn car trying to car serve. That shit came from California. More weirdo shit we got from weirdos. I ain't afraid to tell them. New York, California, I want to apologize for not telling y'all some weird-ass people. More regular. They weird. You can't let your kid get caught with them. Because they parents let their ass go like doughboy, walk out there. Who the hell ain't gonna know you? You walk out the shoes every day with house shoes on with a damn 40-ounce on for breakfast. Never seen their ass go to school. Who don't know you finna come up dead? All your friends sitting here on the damn porch, none of y'all working. Let me tell you something. Man, my dad never played no shit like that. Everybody on his doorstep, he trying to walk in there. I tell about my one friend that we been at yard, we coming in here, daddy got the car walking in. We speak to him, how you doing, Mr. Dong? 1, 2, 3, 4. Knock about, don't you never come back here no more. Tell you, get out of the yard. He wants you gone. Get out. When you speak to him, he wants you to get out of here. How you doing, Mr. Dong? We start counting you out. Tell you, knock about. Don't you never come back no more. He don't tell you see you tomorrow. Don't never come back here. He wants you out of there. Yeah, he just looked at you. You know, back then you think, man, his dad right. We was up to some shit. Everybody need to be gone. He counted it right. Get everybody out. All y'all need to get out my yard. Just get to moving. Because you start seeing trouble. Now we don't want to hurt our kid feeling. You see the kid hanging with damn future terrorists, gang members, but you don't want to lose your kid and make your kid hate you and shit. So you love all their little ass and let them come in and steal total all your shit out of there. That look like my bedroom suit. That is your bedroom suit. You got to start keeping them out. You got to start know your kid friends. That's it being like, How many of y'all here got kids? How many know y'all kid friends? All their friends. Yeah, okay. Justin, who your kid friend? He said every kid in the city. That's all. That's right. You need to know that. Being honest, and that is true. You need to know your kid's friend. People say they don't because we got experience. A lot of times when I was young, I didn't see none of my friends as detrimental. I figured I didn't because you're a child. You don't process stuff. As adults, when we done came up from the street, it's things we recognize they won't get, and you can see well this kid like trouble. This kid like somebody, I could tell you following this kid. And this kid gonna lead you off. And instead, I don't want him to run away, run your ass away. Matter of fact, walk your ass and take your time. I ain't gonna be burning no gas, riding around looking for your ass. You wanna leave, go ahead and leave. My dog, I ain't burned not one damn drop of gas. My ass came right on the service. I'm not be riding around looking for your ass. You where you wanna be at. That's right. Come on, cut that damn phone off. That's it. It took about 4 years, I think, before I seen the first time. About 4 years, I think. Probably was. Hell, I look at, listen, I like these parents. Hell, I ain't finna be burning up no gas running for you. Right. Take your time and walk. Damn if I'm gonna become looking for you. Right. Now, if you're kidnapped, I'll get on a search for you. Yeah. Your ass walk off, keep walking. And I don't owe you nothing. Right. Get out there in the world, let the world wear your ass out, and let the world just take you on out. You'll learn later. Yep. Hey, your ass be like Dorothy, and no place like home. When the wicked witch catch your ass out there, y'all hear me? And total ass get caught up. You'll see what happens. You do that shit here and you come back and the damn locks change. You're like, oh hell, ain't that right? Them heels will clap off. You can't pop back in. Gotta be one to live right. Y'all gotta set these stamps with these kids. I'm trying to help y'all before you lose them. Listen, they got a lot of pressure between high school, between life in general, between their sexuality, between the point they're developing, they're starting to change, they start to see their body go through things, and they start to question things, they got things they want to do. You got to sit down and talk to them and make sure whatever their ambitions are practical. Because a lot of things these kids want to do, it's not practical. Look at your kid tell the truth. I want to be a computer, software, engineer, developer at NASA. Go get their ass a helmet. Your ass finna be putting up sheetrock. Your ass ain't finna be doing nothing. Let them kids waste all that damn time, go there and flunk out. Get their ass a helmet, Yeah, or go out there and get them and teach, or do that here. Go ahead and teach them how to do that right here. Push them damn dumpsters to the street. So your ass finna be a trash man. You ain't gonna tell the kid, damn when you're getting, ain't got no sense. Somebody got to put, they get paid. Be practical with your kid. No, I don't see that, Start pushing the trash can. Get their ass a lawnmower. Get them, and you know what? Folk laughing. If folk make plenty of money. See, every time I'm trying to tell you, we got to get something. We don't want to lose some skill sets we need to do. These are skilled trades. We need to teach them how to be mechanics, how to work on these cars. Okay, with all these computer software, doctors, everything, what they going to be doing? Catching the bus. And they're going to be driving some nice-ass car. They're going to hit a nice-ass tab on them when they kind of get them fixed. And you need to know how to be able to get this money. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. How many young people want to be mechanics? What you want to do? What you want to do? Everything? Tell me on the car? Oh no, we had to do something. We had to tuck your ear back, that hood closing that thing, you'll be in trouble. Make sure you don't crank that thing up, boy, hey, it'll get by that fan belt. Damn, we gonna be in trouble. But no, you can do it though. We get them a little hat that pull them back. But no, I'm telling you now, these are good skill trades to learn how to do, and you can make some money out here. Because all these folks keep running away from it. Everybody want to just sit back, and everybody codes up. I'm telling you, a lot of this setback codes up. A lot of y'all gonna be in the street, literally. We got to try to teach our kids how to teach them how to farm. How many of y'all young people want to learn how to farm? Learn how to grow something. You want to learn that's good, but you want to learn what you want to learn how to grow? No, I have to ask that now. Right? Exactly. He said he don't know. Leave it open now. What you want to learn how to grow? You want to learn how to farm for real, buck? You like farming? You like growing stuff? Marijuana? I just had to check. I don't see where he was at. Isn't that right? But with mighty smiling, talking about grow stuff. I'm like, well, I just want to know where I don't know where yet. Let's ask. Ain't that right? But I'm telling you, listen, let me tell you what happened. A lot of these jobs people want to do and make big money, which is great. You know what all these people got in common? All of them got to eat. I don't care, the dumb one, the brainiac, the Rhodes Scholar, every one of them got to eat. Ain't that right? And you grow the product, and you can grow your different other people and keep your stuff organic, you can put a higher price. We even learned that Yosef in Mizraim, he took everybody's house, everybody good through food. All these folks, everybody want to invest in gold. Hell, what if everybody get gold, it devalues. Everybody got to eat. If you grow listen, you can grow the beans, soybeans. What people don't know or not, soybeans being traded all over the world. Listen, you get soybeans and get beans when all these folks got broke. You think they trying to hold on to some gold? Hell no. Give you all that gold for a plate of them beans. Yes, sir. You get everything out of these people like the wheat. Look at Ukraine. One country controlled what about 90%, 80% of the wheat for the world. They got world leaders meeting and summits coming together to try to get that wheat out to keep people from starving. Now they losing in the war as far as a lot of stuff being destructed. But what you think they're doing with the wheat cost? Getting rid of it for the same price? I'm just charging into the game. Everything I'm losing, I'm just putting it on the wheat to get my money back. So y'all can start looking at everything. You ain't got to go sit in these people's job and sit in these people's offices to do this. People got to eat. And what they tell y'all know, this is globally, a lot of these shelves are empty. These people are losing. You can't grow it fast enough. That's why they're trying to move now to doing it in laboratory, where you can grow food the right way, the natural way. You can get paid. All that shit they growing up on them lights, you can't get the nutrient source from it. It can be a real seed. You can't feed a seed from no light. What the Shemites do, you can't create a light to do that. I don't give a damn if it shine. It's other things that come from light. It's the vitamin D. They're going to try to do it a light, but it's artificial. So everything you got to do, he gave up. You natural. You're not artificial. This is what you ask yourself. Why the hell would you be putting artificial in you? That's right. Artificial eye, artificial ass. Why would you be doing that when you're not artificial? That's right. You're original. It don't even make common sense. You are a real human being. You shouldn't be putting nothing artificial in your body or on your body. And this is how they hurt us. They dumb you down. I know y'all didn't want to hear that, but you need to know it. It's time to try to fix ourselves and get ourselves right and start to build this nation up. Y'all got it? Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
I know y'all ain't, not all y'all. Y'all ain't going to do it. Well, at least I had to put out as a disclaimer. I did ask you. Y'all got it? Y'all know what this is? Who know what this is?
Pills.
Pills. What kind of pills?
Natural.
What kind of natural pills? Who? Blood pressure pills? I hope not. What else? Coffee bean? The coffee bean. Coffee bean.
Oh no.
What make you think I'm gonna take some coffee beans?
Your wife had coffee beans. She put them in.
My wife had coffee beans. She put them in.
Yeah.
You know an awful lot. That's what I know. She look at my wife. She better look at you now, Kerry, trying to figure it. You know what she had, Kerry? Kerry, you done told her bit. She had a coffee bean in here.
I guess it be.
The reason I asked, because I didn't know what kind of pills it was, but hell, y'all had a lot of answers.
Between her and her sister, all cool.
Oh, he says, Kerry says something between you and your sister, something between you and your all cool. So that's what it is. You know who the other sister, all cool are? If you snitch on my wife, but you're going to cover her. Who is one of them?
Tell it.
How you throw my wife? I don't know. Who you scared of now? You weren't scared to throw my wife name out there. Who is one of them?
Keisha.
Oh, Keisha. Why the man won't call Keisha name? He like, you know. He done say it to me. Now you said it. You didn't say too much. You told on my wife. That would let you know say it too much. All right, yeah, we gonna get ready to jump in here and see what does say Mr. Yahuwah. They gonna get ready to sign the Kato Sarah. What we did last night anyway? Did y'all learn anything, Layla? Two. All right, we're gonna see where we go today then. How this work out. Okay, kind sirs, y'all can sign that Kato Sarah. All right. Let's see. Did y'all enjoy them nice jokes I sent? Yeah. Who enjoyed them? I see y'all in the mail cooler. No, it's too late. Too late. We're done. It's all wet. It's all wet now. We crowded. How many of y'all want to enjoy them? How many of y'all want to enjoy them? You ain't getting to enjoy them. Yeah, we full right now. You gotta give it to that time. Yeah, we full. We ain't got no more room. We run out quick. Ain't that right? You don't get it now when you get a chance. That'd be it. It'd be over with. All right, let's look at this. This is Romans 15:4. Let's see where we're going. Listen.
For whatever Nikatab before,
Whatever was written before
Nikatab to Lamidas,
was written to teach us, to show us, and to instruct us.
so that through endurance
So that going through without giving way,
and through the Nakum
so that through comfort of the writings,
of the Ketubim,
Of the writings.
we might have Tikva.
that's what we're looking for, and make sure that we have us a connection. Something I want us to do, if Yahuwah allows us, is to kind of go back and look at what do we need to do to make sure that we're right. I mean, we know the basic fundamentals. I believe, I don't think it's anybody, even with Christianity, I won't sit here a lot. There are basic fundamentals that I think a lot of us all hold dear, that we kind of look at, from immersion to believing to converting. I think with any religion, I don't think it's a religion that allows you just come in and nothing changes at all and you just kind of stay. So there are some similar premises that I think that we all kind of hold near and dear that we kind of do. I think it just gets to a point to, once you get past your basic, the fundamentals, then you have to really start going through looking at what really establishes us. You know what I'm saying? It's not possible to give a person at a beginning everything we have to do, because it's just too much for a person to contain. I think over a course of time, you start to mature and you start to learn more and you start to make the proper adjustments. Because you get to that one level like, whew, I got in, wow. Then you know you set. And as you set, you kind of linger, and your drive can kind of turn or be diverted by other things. And now where you felt like you made these changes, after you look at it for a while, you realize you really hadn't gone anywhere. You just came in, you got wet, you dried off, and then you just kind of settled in a sense. What we don't want to do is get that point, because that begins to be a real dangerous situation, because once you sit for so long, it leaves you opportunity room to doubt, to start to seek or look for something else, and a lot of times it's not in you looking for something else, because people don't actually want to deal with self and look at what self changes need to happen. People say, well, you know, I was in that religion, you know, it really wasn't fulfilling for me. A lot of times it's been the fact that people really hadn't availed themselves to the full capacity of what it requires. Just like he told us with loving him, what was again? All the heart. And what we'll say, we love him. But is it with all of our heart? Is it with all of our strength? Is it with all of our mind that we actually avail the complete self to him? And since we don't, the results we get back are limited. And so because we'll read, and as we'll read through different stories, I said through different situations. I won't say story because people tend to take that as though they're comical. But as we read through different scenarios or situations, and we'll see how he worked for them, even in critical situations, and how great the situation was, his appearance. And we'll say wow, just to imagine him being there, just imagine him doing that, imagine being able to experience that with him. I would like to be able to do that with him. I would like to be able to have something like that happen in my life. Have anybody felt like that when you read different situations? I have. And with doing that, you have to look at the same time, where were these people at in their relationship with him? So when we start looking at results we're trying to gather or trying to encompass from the Most High, you have to look at what people's relationship was. Y'all got it? These are things that we really have to look at. Where's your relationship with it? Okay? Let's look at something. Let's look at that 19th chapter of the book of Matthew. They call Matthew. See that 19, maybe 1917? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Listen.
And he said to him,
What did he say to him?
why is it that you ask me about what is two?
What's good?
There's nothing two but one, and that is the Elohim. But if you desire to enter Kai, keep the Amar.
Okay. Come on. Listen, you hear what he's telling to do? If you're looking to enter into Kai, keep the commandments. If you're looking to obtain life eternal, Alam Kai. He told him to keep the commandments. Let's sing.
And he said to him, what are they? And Yahushua said, they are these. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false testimony. Honor your Abba and your aim, and Ahab your fellow as yourself. The young Ish said to him, I have kept all these things from my youth. What am I still lacking?
So he started out just like a lot of us. He started out with something, but over the course of time, and as you can see, he felt like he should already be there, which tells me that there are some elementary things that we keep, but you have to move on from that. Even Shaul talking about moving on to perfection. To keep you from doing what? So telling me that moving on to perfection, because if I stay there, I'm gonna continue to stay in the same spot. So if you don't learn how to grow and learn how to move away from, even with Abraham, Abraham had somewhat of a premise with Elohim before, and he had to even move on to perfection. We know Abraham as being Talmim, which is perfect. Where was Abraham living at? With who? He was living with his father. That we knew him when he started out there, but he had to move on to perfection. He did have a conversation with Elohim before he left. As far as Malaki, a messenger told him to leave from his Abba's house. So there was some basic relationship, but was Abraham circumcised at home? No. Abraham had to move on to perfection. That's when he got away, that's when change started happening, things started manifesting to him. That's when he started to come in possession of his own. He wasn't known as the son of Terah when he was gone. Nobody knew him, Abraham the son of Terah. No, they knew him as Abraham the Abba. Y'all got it? Because he moved on. And you know what he didn't do? Not laying again. We talked about not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead work. What was he told? How else you understand it? How do you understand not laying again? Abraham refused to go back to his father's house. Because he knew going back was going to lay the foundation. See, when you go back to start to look at the household or where he came from was important. I think, was it the 28th chapter of the book of Yahushua? See that 28 and 1, I think it is? They'll call it Joshua. 24? Oh, 24, I'm sorry, 24 and 1. Maybe they're going to add 4 more later. Hold on for a minute. You said 1 but 24? What version you read? That the King James version? I don't use King James. That's a different version. I had a mess with it. I put it yesterday. Yahushua. That's it, 24 and 1. Let's see, that's what I want. Listen.
Then Yahushua gathered all the Matah of Yasharal to Shechem, and Korah for the Zakanim of Yasharal, and for their heads, and for their Shaphatim, and for their officers, and they presented themselves before Elohim. Yahushua said to all the thus says Yahuwah, the all of Yasharal, your Abadim dwelt on the other side of the Nahar in the past, Tarak, the Abba of Abraham, and the Abba of Nakor, and they served other mighty ones.
You see what did they do?
Served other mighty ones.
What happened?
Then I took your Abba, Abraham, from beyond the Nahar, and led him through all the Arats of Canaan, and multiplied his descendants, and gave him Yatsakak.
He laughed. Well,
to Yatsakak I gave Jacob and Asu, and to Asu I gave Mount Seir to possess it. But Jacob and his Bani went down into Mizraim. Then I sent Moshe and Aharon, and I plagued Mizraim as I did in its midst. And afterward I brought you out.
let me look at something. Just like with Abraham, they had somewhat of a similar situation, and being brought out from a place that was in destitute of their mot. It was without the truth. And yet he took them from it, and he allowed them to see it so they would understand and know what they had to avoid. A lot of times we might look at why a lot of us didn't start out in, why we couldn't have just grown up in our religious type and doctrine that we have today. But he did the same thing with Abraham that he did with the Benim of Jacob. He sent them down into Mizraim. There they saw all these different practices and works. And they knew when he told them about the things they shouldn't commit and acts that shouldn't be done, they had already seen them being portrayed, and they knew we can't do those. Y'all got it? Whatever Abraham practiced in the house of Terah, his Abba, he knew once he got out, and Abraham, when the Abba had brought him out, Elohim, he knew, I can't go back to practicing that again. Y'all got it? As Shaul said, forgetting those things behind me.
Right.
That's why Abraham couldn't go back.
Right.
So when you start to listen and go through our writings and start to consider, these are things you need to look at. you know, none of our people weren't without being in a dark place at some point in time. Just like I've been in my children, I go over different things I've done. I know some of it humorous, from acts I committed, from drinking, from gangs, everything. So you'll know about these things. That's why we're more of aware, and we're aware because look at the detriment and hurt it costs us. Just like they realized. They lost a lot of time with that stuff. It put them behind, and when they finally got themselves free from it through the knowledge of Elohim and through his kazum, his revelation, they knew I can't go back to those things.
Yeah.
See, a lot of y'all, I know when y'all young, and I was there. I'm not gonna tell you. I know y'all look, when y'all see us, y'all look, oh, they don't know, they never did them. That's a lie. We did more than y'all gonna ever do, all put together.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people that came through and did what I did, they're not here anymore. So a lot of that came through with a lot of people losing their lives. A lot of people sitting in prison. I got friends got life in prison. They'll never see outside. It'll never happen. You know, things we laughed, we played about. When some of us broke off from it, they stayed with it. It stopped being funny. It got real. So when you guys sit here and you watch, I know you might look at, we had to come in, we had to sit all day. These are protective measures we're doing. We're trying to educate you about life and about things about Elohim. So you'll get to a point we're allowing, asking that in your call, I expect the way, expectation you guys, and that you guys will make the right decision. Because, you know, why you thinking, I know, once I get out, I can get gone, you know, I can be my own, I can get on my own, I can do it. You'll see, it's hard out here. Any one of y'all walking here right now, you wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it. I mean, when they told us that, it was because the streets were rough. I'm telling you, won't make it. It's because the cost of living too high.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Saying, if Danny told you, you know what, I'm finna go out, I'm finna get my own apartment, what you'll do? Huh? He said, after the party, everybody's after the party. One thing y'all know, it's not practical, is it? Is it practical? I'm just using for example. Is it practical he can go out and get him a $2,200 a month apartment? No. Yeah. Oh, even Janae, she said no. He can't right no. It's not practical. Listen, it'll take everything you got just to pay the apartment, let alone the bills. Yep, that's right. Let alone you're gonna want to eat, you're gonna want some clothes, you want some shoes, you're gonna want a car note, you're gonna have to pay some insurance. You'll be out before you know it. They made it to where, but in a sense it's gonna work because it's teaching us now to come back and bond better. Right. I'm being honest, putting it back. Listen, a lot of them gonna have to wind up staying together. Yeah. Al Green say, hey, let's stay together. Y'all better go and get that Al Green, isn't that right? Living here forever, ever. Isn't that right? Ain't that right? I'm just telling you, we push to that point. But anyway, back there, you know, these things we look at with them. Then I sent Musha and Aharun and I plagued Mizraim and I did in his midst. And afterward, I brought you out.
That's right.
Just like with us, a lot of things had to fail and crumble for us to come out. That's what happened to me. Mm-hmm. He had to make my whole situation fail to get me to come out of it.
That's right.
I didn't come out of a good situation. It was a good situation. When it started troubling my mind, it just got bad. It got worse. It just got so critical to a point, I just had to stop it. You know, so he can just put you in that situation. And no doubt I could have kept going, and I'd have definitely came to my demise. I don't think I would have kept going and still been out. I think I'd have kept going, I would have died. I'm more than sure of it. And y'all young people, when I tell you that, you know, it's really urgent that you guys really sit down and you consider your latter end. Everything y'all do, now I know you're young, and people, they used to tell me, well, you know, I used to listen. Old people talk. They say, you know, God don't count a child's sin on until he's 14. It's like good to know. I was hell at 12. So that means I just got 2 more free years. They say, y'all heard it before you say that. They say they just said that a child sins, their parents carry them till they're 14. All this is foolishness. But you listen to people and you picking up stuff, it's completely wrong and in error. But people tell it to you. And they needed to justify some of what they done and feel like it's covered. Everything you done, you don't give account for it. Shaul told her that we all got to appear before the judgment seat of Yahuwah to give account for the deeds done in the body, whether they were tube or rosha. He did not put an age on the stipulation. Everybody get to get an account. And the book declared that once you know you've done it wrong, he said sin. Isn't that right? Once you know it, it's sin. It don't matter about, well, I didn't know when I done it. You know it now. It's sin. That's why he's making sure ain't nothing going to be here. Everything coming to the light. You guys have a great opportunity now. And even, not just y'all, even with us. We got opportunity, even though we effed up a lot of our life and made a lot of bad decisions, still paying for things we've done, we had the opportunity, you can still repent. That's the difference. And a lot of people don't take advantage of being able to repent for what you've done. That's more valuable than anything we got. The fact that whatever you've done, you can stop it now and you can confess it, you can repent, and Yahuwah can wash it away. Y'all got it? Let's go back to what we had. What I was trying to get y'all to just looking at where people make these, when we sit down and where we start out at is where you can't stay. It's a good starting point for you, but eventually you got to move on to perfection. Y'all got it? And a lot of times we were looking at the young man when he want to know what was he lacking. He was keeping the Torah. And a lot of people take the claim to salvation, the fact that they keep the Torah. But yet he let the man know that he lacks something. There's some internal aspects about us that we don't address. The Torah is basically outside surfacing. We have to take the Torah and we have to use it as, in a sense, as a mirror. Every day we need to get up and we need to measure ourselves and we need to examine ourselves by the Torah, making sure that statutes and commandments and laws haven't been violated and you haven't impeded them. And a lot of times we don't. We just keep going and just stay with the basics of what we know. Even if it come down to how we deal with one another, the book tells us that every each do what with their neighbor? A lot of lying going on. That's a violation. That's a violation. No fornication, no drinking, no hold, no adultery. But if you're lying to your ak or your aku, he said that's a violation. Because he said every man supposed to speak truth to his neighbor. Yes, sir. Which is going to be his companion. And we're supposed to be companions in tribulation. That's right. That's why we're here. And that goes with a lot of lying is to cover up and mask who we are. Because a lot of time with us telling the truth, you reveal sensitive parts of yourself. That's right. That's right. Why you think when they give people a lot of tell people don't want to take them? They get nervous. They get nervous. They know the series of questions I'm going to ask you, some might won't even be related to the case. Before we even get it, I'm going to ask you just some things about you. So I can start to see your reaction to see, I can pinpoint when you're lying and when you're telling the truth. And a lot of times people don't get pinned down and having to tell the truth. The average of us have lived our whole life telling lies and living lies. And we told them so well and did it so long to where that just have become the person we are. So now when you have to come along, you have to unmask and you have to realize keeping the Torah as far as the basic law principle we had is just that for it. It doesn't really get to addressing the real inner parts of you till he start breaking down to how you got to harp him with all your heart. Because I can keep the Shabbat and not have him totally in my heart. I cannot steal. That don't mean it's not totally in my heart. So when you're talking about putting something totally in my heart, in my being, that I have to get rid of something. The only way to feel something, the emptiness got to be void. It's got to be gone. Isn't that right? If I take a glass and I fill it, you tell me to fill it up, it's either partially or it's empty. And once it's filled, all the empty space is gone. Or whatever else in it going to push out. Just like when the flood comes. And that's the same thing has to happen when you take on the word. A lot of us are empty. A lot of us are filled with other things that's in us. We got to let the word come in and fill us up and push it out. It's just being honest. This young man who was keeping the Torah that Yahushua was talking to in the 19th chapter book of Matthew, in his mind, he had it together. None of the law convicted him. As far as when it came out to the basic principle, he said, I'm not convicted on that. And all he was looking at, what could I possibly have? What could possibly be going on to keep me from having Alam Ka'i? He said, well, take what you have and sell and give it to the poor. But he didn't give him that without getting him some more information. So you'll have treasure in Shamayim. See, a lot of us, our belief is only to hear. And as long as it don't force us to have to really give up nothing that's critical to us. Like our goods, our things, our relationship. See, he was good with everything the Torah told him. As long as it didn't force him to have to give up nothing more than that. And that's why we had a lot of time. So you have limitation. And these limitations will keep you from getting to being Talmim. Remember, our whole goal is to be complete. That's why we're here. If you're only here to be half-filled or have something or just get like some folks get something, something ain't enough. You need to get filled. Y'all got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right. Even we look at the 6th chapter of the book of Abari, they call Romans. He says it's impossible for those once in life and taste is not filled. So you can be in a state where you can still fall away. That's why it's important for us to be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Hello? Because you can taste and fall away. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't realize people come sit. We had people in for years on years. We know for years. transition and watch people grow. And people fall away because they get to a temptation spot and they don't get filled. You sit in a critical spot. You got to make sure when y'all sit here what you hear and you really comprehending it and you making those changes. Because when you leave, he told you when you hear the word, he said, there come the wicked one. Isn't that right? When you sowing them seed, he said, he'll come and take that which is sown. He'll take it away. And all these things will happen. Let's look at something right quick. See if that's the 13th chapter of the book of Matthew. See if that's about 13, 11 maybe. But those watch it in too. Y'all not exempt. And stop pulling that junk. I'm your pastor. When I'm saying what you want to hear, then some of you want to hear. I don't go to hear church exactly because I don't have one. You can't have it both ways now. See? Listen to this. Listen.
And he answered and said, because to you it is given to know the secrets of the Malkuth of the Shamayim, but to them it is not given.
So let's back up to verse 9. Let's see what it says since he made that statement. Listen.
Whoever has ears to Shama, let him Shama.
Y'all see that? Here, and what do we say Shama was?
Hear with intent to do.
See, that's what we're trying to do. Hear with the intent to do. And that's what you're supposed to do when you hear the word. That's a different. I'm just listening. What are they telling y'all? Exactly. I'm just listening. That's all. Just listening. See, I can work on the street with them. When you're talking about the word, this is something that's tangible to you. Y'all got it? This is something you can take and you can actually use, and it's beneficial to you as far as for life. So when you're listening, you want to hear with intent to do, especially when you know that you're supposed to live not by lacom alone. So that in itself would explain why you were Shama. Hear with the intent to do, because this is how you live. You start looking at the operation of movements, the operation of breathing, the operation of sitting and standing comes in by his word. He gives you that ability, and at any time he can take it from you. Hello? That's what he came back to do when Yahushua was coming. That's why it was a good news to us, and we understood that healing and even our detriment, it came from the same person. Everything he told us happened just like he told us. Hold your God right quick before we read that. See if Zechariah, see if there's 1 and 1. They call it Zechariah. Zechar, which is, all right, Yahuwah has remembered. Zechariah, 1 and 1. Listen.
In the 8th Yarik of the 2nd Shana of Dariyawish, the Debar of Yahuwah came to Zechariah the Nabi.
Hold on, what now? When he said it was? In the 8th Yarik?
Of the 2nd Shana.
Of the 2nd year. They was in the 2nd year. See, I don't know why people see, white people act like they don't know people with a timeline. He let know exactly when this happened. So this was in Darius. So who we already done had?
Cyrus, Chorus.
We already had Chorus. Chorus the elder. Then he had Chorus the younger, who they all call Cyrus. That's why he letting you know a timeline and let you know this is in the 2nd year of his reign. Because they're keeping a time. Reading, they kept a timeline because it was beneficial to make sure that this is in the mind. Look at what the book is called. Yahuwah has remembered. So they're counting because he told them 70 years they were going to serve. This is why they kept a timeline. I'm keeping up with who's ruling over us and what's the timeline when this happened, which means they're doing exactly what the book said. They're marking it to do what?
Remember.
To remember. Guess why they mark it to remember? Because whatever was written for a time was written for your learning. That you through patience, going through without quitting, and the comfort of it, you might have teeth. But got a cord, or you got expected weight. Listen.
The Debar of Yahuwah came to Zechariah the Nabi, the ben of Barakiah, the ben of Edu, saying, Yahuwah was very angry with your Abba.
That's important. To tell me that he made that statement, that tell me that people no doubt had questions. Think about it. Sometimes you're like, man, why the hell I'm going through this? Why am I so? People don't want to talk. Let me tell you why we don't really have to talk, even with ourselves. Because then you're going to need answers. And some of the answers you need, you got them. Why would I be sitting here going through all this persecution? Why would I be going through this trial? Why would I be suffering this long? He wanted them to know why. I'm Martin, remember, because Yahuwah had been so angry. Well, who was it?
Your Abba.
So what do we know from that statement? That's your Torah. And your Torah told you that I visit the iniquity of the children of the Abba upon the children to the third and the fourth to the dog. So they counted. It makes sense. He's telling them something that they can reference through the Torah. That makes sense why I'm suffering. If it's my father, why my father ain't suffering? Because that's not what the Torah said. I put what the father did on the children. And that became beneficial to us, did it not? Why? That's right, Yahushua. Because we were told that under us, a child was born under us, a son was going to be given, which made us a father and made him a son. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Elohim. That's what we looked at. So we started looking at how things started to transition. Y'all got it? Now Yahushua came and begot us, and now that made us Benin. Now that means we were going to inherit the suffering, the baraka. You see how everything works. Now that's why you got to know how to have it. It makes sense. If I put what the father did on the children, that's set up because he came and we used the title son of man, meaning he was born from us, but he was actually son of Adam. Y'all got it? Which still allowed him to be able to suffer. Either way. If he's the son of Adam, who we visited Qatar of, the father on the children. That's why he had to take on our, that's why it made sense. He took on our reproach. When they tell you in Yashayahu, he took on our reproach. People say, oh, why he had to take on our reproach? If you stop being stupid, that's the Torah. Now, when you look at Yasakar, Yaakov, they were beneficiaries of Abraham, of the two works. So now we become the Benim of Yahushua. What does Yahushua have? Elam Kai. What does he have? A Malku. Makes sense now that how you can get what now? Elam Kai. Why? From the Abba. Makes sense that you can have an inheritance. Why? Because of the Abba. See, what these folks do? Folks just believe in something to believe in something. It doesn't make logical sense. Does it make sense that somebody's just going to call you out and tell you, you have a mansion over here left? Don't make sense. Nobody, the father didn't leave one. The father didn't have one, so why would he inherit one? The only way you can inherit it, it had to be passed down from the Abba. That's why it made sense for him to be called the everlasting father. That's right. Which means he was going to be without end. Hello? Sir. Okay. Only way to be a father, you got to have Benin children. Y'all got it? That's why he told of his own will? That's right. How? It's through the bond. Guess what your inheritance is at? It's in the word. That's why it benefits. Go, listen, go to I don't know, somebody ever been to a reading of a will. That man just don't sit there and tell you something. He got to read out what's written. That's how you know what your inheritance is. He just said that, I ain't got the paperwork. Let me tell you something. You got something good, though. What? Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you. Oh, yeah. You're like, what? You need to say that. He got to read the will. That's what we're doing. We're reading the will. Hello? That's what we're doing. We're reading the will of the Abba. Hello? Even he took, guess what he put in the will? Who know what? Hold on a second. Let me see something. See if that's the 12th chapter right quick. Let me see that what I want. I might, hold on. No. Hold on. You said give you what? No, that's one where they said that was on. Now I tell he tell this is the will of the Abba, even your Kudash, that every one of you should abstain from fornication, and that every one of you should know how to possess your body in Kudash, in honor, not in the lust. 1 Thessalonians 4:7, 4 and 5, 4 and 3. 1 Thessalonians 4, 3, 4 and 4, 4 and 5. 1 Thessalonians. Let's see. Yeah, 4 and 3. I put 5. We'll work it out. All right, let's go. 3. Listen.
For this is the will of Elohim.
See that? See that? The will. That's what we're reading. A will is what somebody desired to happen. And that's what you go to. People go to will reading. They want to know somebody got to say, did they leave a will? People ask you leave a will? You're like, what I need to leave a will for? See, that way, people will know what you want done after you're deceased. That's why it makes sense. That Yahushua left them the word after his deceased. He said, this is my will. When typically wills are read? Before they die?
After.
That's why it makes sense we're going back over the letter. This is will. Think about it. This is what I want done. I want you to have this. I want you to have this. I want you to do this. I want you to have this. I don't want you to have nothing. I want you to have. All that's in the will. So that's why we're going back. Look at this is the will. See, this is the will. Let's see what he got. Let's see what he left us in the will. How about that, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Let's read the will. What
Yes,
the will
sir.
say? What I got?
Your kodash, that you should
Be
abstain
separated.
from zanu,
And keep myself away from whoredom. And what else? What he left me?
that every each of you know how to possess his own vessel in kodash and in kabod, kabud,
What happened?
not in lustful passion, like the Darakim of the Goim,
I'm
that
trying
do
to find
not
where he
know
left me. I thought he gonna
Elohim.
leave me a call or something. All this just tell me about what all he don't want me to do. He said, that's the will. This the will of I abstain from it. And this is what happened.
And no ish transgress and defraud his ak in the matter in giving, because Yahuwah take revenge upon all these things.
So that not the fraud. Would that be in the will? Would that be in the Torah days, or would that be just for Gentile? That be for us too, Gentile. Cause he said he don't want nobody to fraud. Cause he said, cause Yahuwah the revenge of all such. So let everybody know where we have to stay at. So we had to start looking at all these matters because, as simple as they might sound, we have a lot of violations we got to clean up on everybody, on everything. It is. Because why y'all are thinking light and it's just done, it's not lightly. He just told us this is in the will writing, that none of us should defraud the other one in any matter. He said, because Yahuwah will avenge all such. People with money oppressing people that don't have money. He told us before about when we were supposed to do for the poor. He said, and if they cry to me. He said, if they sigh out and I hear it. He said, I'm going to avenge them. And we know that. Why? In Mizraim, what happened? We cried, cause we felt, that's right, we felt like we were being defrauded. We got defrauded. And when we cried out, he came out and he let us know when he did it. He said, tell them I heard they cry. I heard them sigh out. So the people that would have known best about this would have been us. That's part of our history, our right is to know how we were supposed to do things, that he come in and he avenged the oppressed. That's why he said, I came to set the captive free. When he heard a woman that had been bound for 12 years, he said she shouldn't be in this condition. I came to loose them from it. All these things that held us down, that's why we hadn't really progressed and we hadn't got to where we need to go. Because we don't actually see him in that way. Everything we see is heaven bound in heaven and not actually happening here. But what he came down, he did here was not just in Shamayim. He let that he let that happen down here. People he loosed, he freed, he raised up right here. That belonged to you. That's why what I advocate, what I come out and I'm saying, I know I'm right. It belongs to us. This ain't something we need no white man to sign off on, no Congress and no Senate to sign off for. This just us, this is us being willing to stand up for what belongs to us. Okay. Okay. That's all we needed to write in. Let me ask you let me ask y'all something. Well, actually, I'll just make a statement. When it came down to what happened in the book of Esther, they call it Esther, Esther, Babylonian name, because they looked at our people. When we came, he already had women, already had a Malkuth empire. And yet, when Hadassah, when she came in now, Esther, and they looked at her, they looked at, we set high above, and they look at what we give off, what we orient, what we radiate. Y'all got it? Even in Kashat, we radiate. And yet, when he took her, she was considered to be one of the most beautiful women out of all of the women he had. And yet, when he took our people, there was a decree made that killed all of our people, to kill them. All the Yahoo deemed to kill them. And they massacred us, and they took us down. The decree was there to take us down. Do you know that all the Malak had to do, he gave a decree that we could fight back? Now, let me ask you a question. So, that written decree is the only reason we could fight back and defend ourselves? Did we have the ability before that?
Yes.
You see that? But see, that's what I'm saying. You had to get a written decree to let you know that you actually have the ability to fight these people back. See, without that, You just sat there and you fell victim to these people. But once a written decree came out from the Malak saying, listen, you got the right to fight back for your liberty and for you to be able to stand and exist. You shouldn't allow nobody to take your existence away. This is in the book. And these people wouldn't let you be taught it because they knew if you look, you would think, you would consider. Marduk, who they call Mordecai, would not bow to these people in their law. They said, well, when in Rome, when Marduk was there, he wasn't doing what Rome did and what they did either. He said, I ain't doing nothing that go against Elohim. But see, they don't teach you that. They'll teach you like people like me. These people rebellious. These people against government. That's a lie. I'm not against rule. You got to have government rule. That's retarded. Who can be so if you establish no rule, how people going to be governed? People have to be governed. I just believe people got to be governed fairly. I don't think it should be in our hand that everybody just go around and take whoever life you want to take. Everybody should have the right to live up unto certain principles. If you want to be a raper, you want to be a child molester, kidnapper, you want to go around a mass murder, there's no need to keep you around. There need to be quit. And I believe in all public execution. If you ain't got no TV, we come to your house, we're going to put one in. Once the execution out, we're pulling it back out. Run a center. It's a decree. Everybody got to watch it. You know what they do? It's a deterrent. You sit here, you watch a public hanging, you know what you start thinking? What he got killed for? Child molestation? I'm leaving them damn kids alone. Ain't that right? Walk here, guy raped some woman, raped some kid. All that'll end quick. Look, now, you won't kill everybody, but a large majority be considering it ain't worth dying for. Y'all got it? Yeah. And then I make prostitution legal, and it can't be over a dime.
Yeah. That's the point.
That's a deterrent and make her get out the business. Now, how many times you got to do it to get rid from a dime? I make her go to work.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? She be like, Michael, got me working day and night. All right, listen. What is it, 4 and 7? Listen. Let's see what he did. Come on. 4 and 7?
Yes, sir. For Elohim has not called us into impurity, but into Kodash.
But so if he hadn't called us impurity, so now you got to start looking at the acts we commit. And these are important for us to realize it. So if we're doing something and it goes contrary to what he says, then you have to start listening to or have to start deciding who you're listening to. That's right. Anytime we commit these acts, we have to start considering who you're listening to. This is why it's important to start looking at people around you because they become influencers. This is part. He said, so Elohim had not called us unto uncleanness, but
into Kodash.
And then something going to happen. Now let's see what happened.
He therefore that rejects, he rejects not the ben of Ish, but Elohim, who has also given his Ruach HaKadosh among us.
And see, that's something you had to consider because of Mushah. See, when Mushah came down, he started declaring to the people what they could do. You ain't going to believe it. The people rejected Mushah.
That's right.
And Aharon. And he tried to tell them, no, he said, this is not against me and Aharon. He said, this is against Elohim. So when y'all get these decrees on how we're supposed to walk and what we're supposed to do, this is not about me. This is not about Bostic or Leon or Malcolm or Justin, anybody. It's all about these are things he decreed. This is the will of Elohim. And while we look at how far off we are, because we really hadn't considered how personal this becomes to us and how detrimental it becomes. If he's saying this is what I call you to, if you're doing anything outside of it, you're a violator. Anybody doing anything outside, you're a violator. Which means at that point, he coming back and you got restitution coming. I don't think we really consider that sometimes. That's how we keep getting ourselves in these situations. We keep thinking we can just repent, we can keep getting out of. The problem becomes we get too much knowledge for it. So at some point, your knowledge comes in and it don't allow to cover for your stupidity. Y'all, I'm just being honest. Like me, I can't go out here and willfully commit no kata. That makes no sense. I have too much knowledge. What am I telling? So now with the knowledge I have, and I can still go out and I can do this, then what was the purpose of Yahushua? Hello? Because he told us the reason why we were perishing. And then he said, I'm going to give you a ra'ah after my own law they're going to feed you with. So if I was dying because of lack of knowledge, now Yahushua came and set me up to give me knowledge, and I'm still committing kata, he said, and ain't no more sacrificing for it. He said, it's not as a box I can offer for that. If Tony Smith can willfully go out and do that, he said, there's nothing I can offer for that. Then it's becoming vain to me. And a lot of times you start crying and feeling bad and want to do this, but you got to start considering the purpose of why he's teaching. He looked at the reason why, because I had to look at your teachers. Your teachers were incompetent. Your teachers had another side agenda. So now I try to give you a teacher that can display and actually act out and can get you to understand it so you can do it and comprehend it so you know why you're fighting and why you're warring. A lot of our biggest fights are us. What we want and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. Sometimes what you want to accomplish and what you want to do, it goes against, it hinders. That's all. And it can work for, why it work for other people? Other people on a different path. That's right. You got to remember, everything don't work for people on a different path. And sometimes what it takes to hold you ain't the same for somebody else. Don't try to use other people. And this comes in again a violation. Because Shaul said, we're not as other that judge ourselves. And in so doing, but how do we judge ourselves? What the rules say. The rules just told me what to do. Why am I using, well, Bryce? That makes no sense. Then I'm judging myself by him. Well, that's not the rule. That's not the rule standard. The rule standard is the word. And if you don't understand it, you're going to continue to make the same mistakes over and over because you're using other people versus let's look at the rule. You know, right? They ain't preaching rule. Preacher said we can't defraud. No, that's what the rule is. He said nobody, because in order to defraud you, I got to go outside the limit. He said go beyond. And you know who told us about that? That's what he told us. So if I go out my way to defraud you, he said he just went beyond my word. Balaam said that. He said, you give me foot. He said, I can't go beyond to do more or do less, which means I just went beyond. That's why he said, don't go beyond, because the way I set things up, it's not possible for you to do it unless you actually literally just desire to go outside the will. Y'all got, because the will been set in place, how we had to how we had to be monitored, how we had to maintain, how we ought to halak. All these things already been set for us. But now for you to go against it, it means you had a concerted effort to do that. Yeah. See, we never looked at it. We want to always be counted. Well, I ain't know. Don't say that. It's a thing we can't all say that about. Yeah, it's a thing we say we know. It's a thing I knew. I can't say, no, I can't. I knew. That means you willfully went again. That's what we told her. If we willfully do it, because you went back with Balaam. When Balaam repented came? When he repented? The white guy answered. Look at him. Come on. That's right. Once he remember what? That's when he repented. What's the problem, Ryan? That's right. Balaam died. Because you know what? It made sense. Balaam couldn't say he didn't know. See, when he was told to come and curse him, and he saw him, he said from the top of the heart, he said, I see him. He said, let my last estate be as his. He said, let my last estate be just like his. He said, what you doing? I hired you to curse these people, and you done sat here and you done barak them. He said, how am I curse whom Elohim done barak them? And he kept going. He told him before he sent them, he said, listen, the men going to come to you, and they're going to ask you to curse them. He said, don't all out their people. He said, they baraka. But then they sent more. They sent more honorable people. And they got Balaam to come and sat down and consider. He said, what you got? They said, listen, this is what we got for you, right? He said, leave that right here. Let me go see all that. He said, listen, they want to know about, can I go ahead and curse them? They'll send some more people. These people here, they ain't like the regular guy. The other guy, he was some regular worker. These guy got position. He said, go ahead with them. He said, just do what I told you to do. Go ahead and go. And he let him win. He let him know, let him, he punished him. He said, I told you clearly not to do it. I told you, but they'll tell me like, preacher, why would you tell me to go ahead and go? Because I told you to do the first time, but you wouldn't listen. And he let Balaam went right on go. He said, go ahead and go. You go ahead and go with him. But I told him the first time what not to do. And this is what we'll do. We'll know what not to do. I got people that do the same thing. You'll tell, let me say, somebody had told me on my job. Yep. Because you just got your mindset just like Balaam. And he told you about Balaam. He talked about how we did. He said, you'll go right in the way of Balaam. Y'all got it? And he told you, he said that man, he was rebuked for his madness. But he didn't get no repentance. Because this is why we have to be so careful. And this is the part that scared me. The fact that he allows us to make the mistakes we make and not just cut us off. And it's got to be retribution for it. So it's like, why would you want to keep impeding and add more to it? See, you can get comfortable and feel like I'm okay, it's another day, but it's the only thing about Yahuwah, you got to pay attention like books he got like mark to remember. What if it's a mark on you? What if he ain't forgot? What if he ain't forgave? And then you'll continue to stockpile more? We can't afford to. That's why it's important for us to sit down and do this will reading so we can make sure what's the will of Elohim. We can't keep playing with, well, I ain't fully converted, so I don't really have to do. No. He tell you, when you hear that thing right here, that's when we got to walk in it. Sooner we know, we got to walk in it. This our life. It's optional. You can go ahead and die. But if you don't see it as critical enough as it's your soul attached, it ain't just your physical body, it's the whole internal part of you. As much as we love this, as much as we look at this, it's something else deeper to you than that. And we'd have never known unless he told us. Let's be honest about it. We'll hurt inside. We'll say, I'm hurt, but your hurt is actually on the inside and not on the outside. Y'all got it? Because we don't really want to deal with the internal part. That's why people kill themselves. They don't want to unravel that deeper part of themselves. The physical is what you see, so you lock yourself on the physical, and all our decision, all our hate, all our love go with the physical. Things that we physically can see, things we can physically hold, things we can physically possess, things that physically get taken away from us, things that physically get removed from us. That's why all our stuff we really focus on, but it's a deeper part of us. That's why you need so much physical thing, because you won't deal with the inside of who you are. That's why you need these physical things to make you happy, because you'll ignore who you are on the inside. And you won't ever cater to that person and see what that person needs. That person inside you, the person that drove you to get you to come here. But then you let the physical man get in the way, and he limits you. And he'll keep you from fully committing yourself. He'll make you do things and try to rationalize things that you already know you shouldn't, but then the physical's in the way. So you have to start realizing, it come down to the inner man, just to be flat to you, the outside man don't give a damn about him. He'll get you killed. He don't care about living. It'll seem like it. He don't care about living. If he cared about living, he'll be a proponent with you on doing what's right. That's just being honest. It's the outside man gonna do it to you. Just like Kaua when she was sitting down to eat. You see that the physical still got it with no clothes, one no women, one no high heel with the red bottoms, one no Coach purses, one no what's another that got Michael Kors, none of them folks in the way, but that flesh still got them. When that belly, that appetite start calling for it, that's what you'll yield to. That's what you'll yield to. And that's what happened. We're trying to learn how to stop yielding to things that are going to cause us so much detriment later. We want to get past just, I keep Shabbat. I keep the Kudash times, the separated times and all. I want to get to a point that I don't just keep those. I understand this is a way of life, and the inner man is attached to it. Y'all got it. I understand that all this is a part of my existing. I'm just portraying and acting on something that we're going to actually live and do on a completeness, on a bigger scale than what we're doing. But we're going into the practice of, just like Yasharal. All the things they had to do, they practiced before they got in Jerusalem. That's why it makes sense. Like you'll get people, we ain't got to do none of that. We're going to do all that in the Malkut. See, in the Malkut, we're going to live right. They'll say the king ain't going to live right. How is that possible when you can't live right here? Y'all got it. It's the same thing. Let's just see. If the Malkut, the only thing that keep you live right, I don't know how Satan got kicked out. Did he start off in Sheol? Question they won't ask themselves. Did the quote-unquote devil start out in hell? Because the 12th chapter book of Kazun told you that it was one, Shamin. And it told you it was between Michael, who they going to call Michael, whose name means who is like Elohim. His name is Michael. His name is not Michael. It means who is like Elohim. And then he talked about it's Satan. And it told you that they fought one another. And then it told you that later that there was no place found for him in Shamaim. So where was he at? In Sheol or in Shamaim? He was in Shamaim. So the Malkut won't make you live right. Because how did him and his Malakite get kicked out? And guess what you're going to do? You're going to live right when you get to heaven. You make me so tickled. Just make me so tickled. Because all these things sound good, and it's a lazy way for you to justify you not coming up and meeting the measure. See, once you get past anything, you start considering there has to be something on the inside. Putting you in a place don't change you. It's just like they said, you can take a person out the ghetto, but you got to get the ghetto out the person. This won't keep you. And you have to really see for yourself, is that too, you even feel like it's a need for you to be saved. Just be honest with yourself. A lot of people don't really feel, I mean, yeah, it's a need, but not a need to where you got to do nothing drastic and cut everything off and stop doing everything. It ain't that serious, and that's the average of our intelligence in him. That's just being true for everybody, though. It's not a need to get drastic, because sometimes you can go too far and go over. And you'll use that sometimes to justify you not even meeting the measure. I know that because it'll come to me. It'll happen to me. It'll happen to you, too. That's why we had to really sit down and you got to consider when the word comes, really where you at. Really, what you trying to do? Really, I'm not realistically, what you trying to do? People say, well, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to make sure I understand. I'm just trying to make sure I understand. It take a long time for you to understand. But everything else, amazing, you pick it up like this. Because it's the human part of us that tell us to sit around and rationalize. If I catch on too fast, if I know, what you say, Dave? I'm just watching right now. I'm learning. What you say I have, Dave? Just kind of take my time. This is how we move. We people, we human. We here. Why would I? Why would I want to move straight into restrict? I need to be comfortable. I need to be relaxed. I need to feel like, and this happened with us. We get that because once you get immersed, once you get comfortable, you feel like, okay, whew, I'm good. I'm in. You at a basic place right now. You at a real basic place right now. You can fall away as easy as you can be captured and be kept. Sometimes, like it'd be like a person in critical condition. They got all that stuff. You know, they say, really, we had to see how the night go. I can't tell you that. We had to see how the night go. Then in the morning, so they made it through the night. We still monitoring. We can't say right now. So they good. They should be good. Really, right now we just watch it. Because they can go either way until we can get those machines unattached to them, get them breathing on their own, get them to come into consciousness. Then we can start to say we feel like they're on the road to recovery. And a lot of us here, you still hooked up to a machine. And you want a definite answer now. Where you at right now is still critical. Because you really have to be real with yourself on how far you really willing to go with this. Even with me, how far are you willing to go? I ain't gonna lie to myself, I got a lot of limitations. And I don't want me to come up when it come down to my soul. I don't want no limitation I got to come in and I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. And it's for my soul. Y'all got me? And you really have to be honest with yourself. If that's not the person you are, that's not the person you can become. Because no, I don't think any of us are that person to where we just physically, literally just do that. That's a person you have to evolve into. And you can't evolve into that person without a lot of really concrete information. Because there are some things that you could be told, like that man, what's the stop when he come and say, hypothetically, you may say, sell everything you had and get to the poor. I got a lot of shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. The day I'll say that, but critically, literally say, do that, where am I going to be at? Anybody can say that because he ain't told me that. But let's just be honest. And sometimes, you know, it don't have to be you got a lot of stuff. It could be something that you got that you always say you just never going to get rid of. And what's key about that, it'll be things in your life like that too. You ain't going to get rid of. That's why he'll challenge you. It ain't your things. It's other stuff you holding on to. You think it's just the physical stuff? It's some other stuff that you won't get rid of. Just like you won't get rid of that stuff. You got some people, I went to my class and I said, this stuff got to go. I went through I said, man, this junk here. I went through that. Everything I got, I ain't wore it, and I damn sure ain't going to wear it. And you know what? I couldn't throw away to save my life. I ain't lying. I just said, you know what? I stood out. I go to the shop. I said, ain't no way in the hell I need to keep some of that stuff. I'm probably going to land it one day. Listen, I'm trying to have it for some years, ain't wore it, and I still couldn't throw away everything I couldn't pull out. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Now I have to check to make sure if I go through this wardrobe in my heart, that I ain't got that same, because he could allow me to go in my closet to do that to show me it's some stuff if you go through, you're doing the same thing. See, something happened for a reason now. We're going to be real or we're going to tell lies. Something that simple. And it could be, I said, well, it ain't so bad. Some of the stuff I can't wear, I lost weight. Even before then, I lost weight since then. I said, well, I might put the weight back on. That's it. Let me tell you something. But this critical. This is critical. You think about it. You know what that tell you? You know what that tell me now when you sit there, you think about it. There's some other things you could be waiting saying you might go back to it. See, that's how we got to examine everything when I said to make sure he does that to allow us to see. Listen, this will trap you up. This will hold to more than what you're thinking. And sometimes you'll go through it, some stuff, he'll show you, you can't get rid of it because every time you're going to justify it. And you know why? He's going to say, go ahead and keep it. Keep everything. Not just, you said, I'm glad I had to throw it away. He said, no, because you're going to get thrown away. See, if we don't look at why he have us to do things and just show us things, I need to see that about me. I don't want to just say and then can't do because he can show you you have holdups. You got some stipulation, Tony Smith, and I'm telling y'all that because I know it's there. It's in us. And people say, oh, you going too far. But then he said, let's go through the wardrobe of you. Let's go through the wardrobe of you. What you won't do, what you get. It's some stuff, y'all throw it, I don't want it anyway. Right. Yep. But then he'll show some other stuff that you just holding to it, and you can't give a good concrete reason why. Well, then they say, well, put it on. I don't want to wear it. Well, what sense it make to keep it? I might one day need it. Then you got to look at and say, I want to show you that because I want you to see yourself. It's some stuff about you that you hold on to because you're looking at, you're going to get an opportunity to try to use it again. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes you go through life and you look at things, you got to look at things a little deeper than just some surface. This really don't mean nothing. That's the only way sometimes it gets to see ourselves. Those clothes, now I look at it and see why I couldn't throw each other. It's some things inside of me I won't throw away. There's some things inside me I won't get rid of. And I need to see that. So when he started taking me through the wardrobe of Thomas Smith, so let's go through these right here. Let's go look at these right here. What you gonna do with that? You gonna put it on later? You gonna keep it because you're gonna go back to it? Okay. Let's see something. 13:14 Romans, and I try to get y'all finished. I know y'all can't handle much. Try to get y'all done. Let's see there. Let's see how that works. How about that? 13, 14, Romans. Listen.
But put on the Adon, Yahushua.
We'll see that 11. That's good, 14. Mm-hmm. Listen.
They did like this because that you know the hour, for it is already time to wake up from the sleep.
Y'all see that? He said it's time for you to wake up out of sleep. What is sleep?
Temporary state of unconsciousness.
That's right. A temporary state of unconsciousness. So whether you know it or not, you can be, it's similar to death. It's temporary. And what he's trying to say now, and that's where the people are. We're in a temporary state of unconsciousness, and it's time for us to wait. Listen what happened.
For our Yeshua is now near from the Yom that we came to Ammon.
You see that? Think about it. Salvation is closer, which means to tell them in a temporary state of unconsciousness. What all can you do while y'all sleep? What work can you get done?
Nothing.
Anybody?
Nothing.
What all the possibility of completion while you sleep?
Nothing.
Just say if you was taking a test or something and then you go to sleep. Is it possible, it's a chance that you could wake up and the test already done completed? Yes, sir. Nothing got done while you was asleep. That's why he's trying to tell you it's nearer. It's time for us to get out of that temporary state of unconsciousness. That's why we've been. That's what he was trying to tell the people in Rome, that you've been in a temporary state of unconsciousness, and now salvation is nearer. So let's see what happened.
The Layla passed, and the Yom is near. Therefore, please let us put off the works of Kashak.
Put off the works of Kashak. So like how many of y'all wear a uniform to your job? Anybody? So when you get home, you keep the uniform on and get into bed with it and stuff. What you do? Take it off, because you realize I don't need that anymore now. There's no need for that. It's time to get rid of that. That's what he's trying to tell us. That's just like with me with the clothes. It's time to take and get rid of that now. He says it's time to cast out. See, what you wear when you sleep ain't the same thing you wear unless you just so dead tired. Typically, you put on something different. And those are the clothes somebody say, hey, come, you say. They get up and go there with you. That means I got to take this off, or I got to put on some. And what the answer going to be? No. Guess what happened? I want you to come. I want you to take on salvation. But you got on your night clothes. What's the answer? Change your clothes? You're not going to change them. You're going to stay in what's comfortable. That's typically what we do. We take on salvation to the end of, we take it on to all up to comfortable. Once salvation gets uncomfortable, I ain't going. I mean, salvation is easy to take on from words. Everybody just do like this. You want to be saved. Just say, I love you. I want you to save me beyond. Now you say, give me a hand clap. All right, let's talk. How many of y'all that stress y'all out and wore y'all out? All right, I need you to take what you got and give up all your goods so you can serve me. I don't need you to go back to your house or nothing else. I need you to live out and serve him on the street and manifest everything he told you. How many of y'all ready to go? Exactly. That's being honest. See, it's all the way up to being comfortable. That changed the game. I ain't seen nobody waiting over it. They look at that, this ain't gonna kill me. As long as we don't do it too long. As long as we ain't gonna say too much, I can say it. But once you have to say too much and do too much, that just be practical. I really gotta process that. And I ain't trying to be fun, I'm just trying to, I don't wanna be no liar. See, now I start playing, I don't wanna be no liar. That's just the truth. I don't wanna commit to something I know I ain't gonna do.
That's right.
I know I'm not willing to go that far. That's why we have to get real personal with it, because this is your soul salvation. Not you, we have to take this to enough belief. How far are we willing to go with it or don't do it? I don't want to be a member of no social club. I want to be in this man Mount Cool. I want to be in the man empire up unto everything he said to do. And with doing that, it's a lot of self-examination on where I'm at. So you have to start looking at things he allowed to occur in your life, because a lot of these things show and start to manifest the type of person you are. A lot of people start working out with me, because I used to tell them, I'm not surprised. I said, where you work out says a lot of it too. They said, this man be trying to grade up about working out, about how he does. I said, yeah, I just kind of watch. It show your effort, because a lot I look at, how far you going to push with your salvation? It's all about what you put in your mind, what you're trying to do. A lot of people defeat come in with them before they even get started. I know I'm going to get killed. I already know I ain't going to make it. I already know. So you already defeat yourself before you get going. So guess what it's going to be, since I already know? It's going to be hard, and it's going to be easy to quit. Because anything comes to it, guess what? I already knew it. I already knew it. Just like being saved. I already knew I wasn't going to be saved. See, a lot of us start to manifest the type of person you are. And sometimes we have to see ourselves in a physical form just so you understand where you are ruachni. You have to see the physical. How somebody, he can't show me that spirit. I'm not spirit. I'm a human being. I'm not going to get it. A spirit just come here. First of all, I can't see a spirit. The spirit doing, this is you, Tony Smith. The spirit time. First of all, I can't see you. I just hear something talking. Unless he show me some natural things and I can compare them with myself and understand those analysis or what the images he's trying to show me, I'm not going to get it and know how to apply it to myself. That's when it becomes spiritual to me. Because now I learn there's a deeper me than what I see from something else. And he let me see it through some carnal so I can understand. You will think you covered every basis and you good in every situation. He has to show us these things so you can see for yourself, I'm not where I need to be. And that's a good, or you can lie to yourself and say you complete. Let's see something. I'm going to finish this up. So, listen. I was talking, I know I said I'm trying to let you go. One more Yahuwah winner, I'm trying to hold. I want to finish this. Olive Shamuel 15 and 14. Hold that. Just hold that. Come on, finish this.
The Layla passed, and the Yom is near.
And the Yom is near.
Therefore, please let us put off the work of Kashah.
Pleading with you. To put off the, see that? Put off the darkness and put on the armor, weapons of Or. See that? Got to change. That's what a lot of people don't want to do. You got to change. Who we learn that from? See, talking about changing clothes and putting on these things. What you got, Austin? You're cold. What did he say? What he told his Mishpah call? Change your garment and be clean. He told them going to the Beth Elohim. See, what they had on was those were the clothes of Kashab. He told him put away the strange deity that were with them. So a lot of times folks say like they came to Jesus as they was, weary, wounded, sad. Sometimes they went deeper than that. They also brought all the stuff with them. They said, just bring it with you and let the Lord. I heard folks out there, see what you do. Don't try to get rid of that. Just bring all your stuff to the Lord and leave them now. That don't make sense. He told his family to take that junk out before they got there and bury it.
That's right. That's right.
But how many of y'all done heard that before? Bring it to the Lord. Folks, you say, what you do? I heard folks, they like it sound good, especially when you don't want to stop now. Really what I do, don't let no man tell you what I'll stop doing. The Lord will show you. It's a stupid, just retarded statement, and you just ought to know where people are at. The man teach us for a reason. Just like them, he wouldn't even let them get into Jerusalem. He killed off a lot of people because he looked at, you can't take that in here. That's why he killed them off. There was no way, he was not going to let them take that stuff there. A lot of them, none of them should have really got there, but he took them so what? He could show I kept my word. Then he got them out. So he'll keep his word to a point. But if you go against him, he's going to come back and he's already set to give you retribution. He did. He got him now just like he told him. He even told Mushah. He said, go ahead and take him. He said, but in the Yom, he said, I'm going to visit him. I'm going to mashpah. I'm going to judge his people. But if I don't get them all, if I don't get some there, they're going to say I can't do what I said I was going to do. And it's going to look like they justified in their action. See, that's why I ain't commit myself. And sometimes we'll do that. There's so many different religions. Let me tell you something. With all the different religions out here, and all these people, and these people been existing just as long. Ain't like we were the only people, and then all these people came after. These people been on the earth as long as we have too.
Yeah.
So and all these people have deities, okay, gods that they worship, Elohim. So it's easy to concept in your mind that why your way got to be the only right way. Maybe their way a right way too. Maybe there's more than one right way. For me, I'm just convinced it's so. I'm not trying to convince nobody else to stop doing what they're doing and for it going. You have to honestly sit down and measure out for yourself and then come under your salvation. That is, I'd be a fool to tell you just take it by my account, judge and measure for yourself. Watch these Elohim these people got. How long they have been on the scene? Give me your timeline. Mine been on here since the beginning. When did yours get him? Let's start examining out things of their account. Just give me any other countries, any other GUI nations account of showing us or them in existence in the Elohim. We got accounts and in the pyramids that we were in Mizraim, that Elohim came and plagued and brought out a people. Tell the Hindu to show you that somewhere else. Tell them the Buddha, tell the Chinese to show you a history right. The Ethiopians in our book and we in their book. Everybody got accounts of us. Everybody got accounts of us and our existence. A lot of these people, nobody got no accounts of these people's stuff. This is stuff they done betrayed up what they said. They done conjured up in their own mind, their own writings. These people don't have no realization. They're going to try to talk. And then you're going to go and tie these people to Abraham? It makes no sense. When did Abraham worship Jesus? When did he know Jesus?
Didn't.
How you tie your religion to him? He never kept the practices that you're saying.
Nope.
He was never in the places that you said. Let's go back since you're using them. There's only one relationship we found with him and Elohim, and he never denote these other religions.
Nope.
That's a lot of religion, and you free to believe whatever. I'll be a fool to tell you. When I say I'll be a fool, I'll be wasting time to argue with you and tell you about these other religions on this. They exist. I just tell you, be honest, I just want to find out how concrete they are. If I'm going to attach my soul to them, I'm going to need something more than somebody's mouth.
Right.
Our stuff still in the pyramids. Now that my stuff, listen, the stuff I believe, my stuff can be verified in Babylon that they call Iraq still exists, and they would denote that Iraq is Babylon. That's why them bastards blew it up, because my stuff is there. My stuff is Iran. We were in Persia. The name of it is Pyra. Iran is not the name, it's Pyra. Those are the we were there. Iran had historical facts about us there. There's nowhere that don't have a. That's why they gave Saudi to the gave Arabia to the Saudi. They were covered. We were there. When we first heard from him, it was Mount Sinai in Arabia. Everything I got, we can find. My shit ain't made up. That little fat ass, bat, little bald head Chinese guy with them nunchucks, hell, I don't know where he at. I know Bruce Lee, I don't know him.
That's right.
I know Jackie Chan.
That's right.
I know Jet Li. I don't know Buddha. Y'all I ain't Dr. Trey Hill. I don't meditate like no Buddhist. Isn't that right? No, I'm meditating on the word Elohim. So everything I got, they can find my stuff. Everything I got, everybody know where Asawa is. That's where the sun rise. The Greeks know me. Everybody know me. The Romans know me. I got writing to justify that we left out of my people came out and sure that I was cast in the four corners of the right. They ain't got a place on their planet that the nigga ain't there. Elohim declared, I'm putting you in all four corners. In every direction, we've been dispersed and scattered out. That's how every other nation gonna get it. Now tell these people to explain how, hell, you can't get it unless you're a Chinese to be a Buddhist. You can't get that here. No, your ass can sit there and take your leg and wrap around your ass again. You still ain't one of them. That stuff don't impress me. They still ain't one of them. That's right. These folks came in. What I got, everybody can be a part of it. Everyone in Christian, all they shit is segregation. Mine segregate you from doing wrong. That's right. Cause let's be honest. Let's just be practical. Let's just be practical. Let's go. I'm gonna be practical from my point of view. From me, black man is what they call me. Only folk can be saved is white, and that's fair. And I'm good with just going and burning because I ain't white. How is that fair? And you call yourself right and just? Let's just be practical. Stop being stupid. The only folk can give us a damn Chinese person. I'm not finna sew my eyes to the back of my ass so I can go nowhere. This is crazy. I mean, just be practical. It makes sense that the opportunity he set up for us is for every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, and every race. If they convert, if they will follow what the man told them, that's as fair as you can get. I don't know how you can get no fairer than that. So let's do this. Elohim made up, we Elohim people. Where the hell all these other folk come from? Come on, let's just be honest. Where everybody else come from then? So everybody else non-existent? Where did people shoot from the moon? The man that I made all things. He get every man and woman an opportunity to sit down and you can understand this. You can't beat it. The black group gonna put only black folk get it. White folk, only white folk get it. Chinese only. This makes no sense. Nobody made themselves. Who made Chinese people? You know what I'm saying? Who made black people? Who made white people? Don't y'all know these people came in and divided all us and got to fighting each other? It makes no sense. We all human. We all look different, but the man know what he want. Ain't my place to question why you look like that. It's my place to just make sure I get what I'm supposed to get. Respect. Hell, I look funny to some people too. Ain't never seen black people. All of us don't look like. I see some Africans. Man, them not shit they have in their head. I said, man, that's crazy. But you one of them. I'm just, man, everybody look different back because of culture, because of where you're at, because of region. But at the end of the day, people can look different. We still got to respect each other and realize we all here to exist. Let's find what your purpose is. That's all I want to do. I just want to manifest my purpose. I want to be saved. I'm afraid to die. Can I be honest with y'all? I'm afraid to die. Okay? Let me say, I don't want to die either. Both of them. Afraid to die, I don't want to die. Okay? That's going to change what? So waste my energy on afraid to die, I don't want to die, or get my energy on set on, let me try to prepare a place so when I leave him. Let me make sure I secure my salvation before I leave him. I'm afraid to die. I don't want to die. I ain't one of these people running down the aisle, kill me, I'm ready to die. Not my testimony. Okay? But I can't spend all my time on that. So I had to process in my mind how to make this right before I leave him so I can meet him in transition. The help is this, the fact that his own son died. His own son died with confidence in him. And he got him up. That helped me. I needed that. I needed to know. Sometimes you get to go through something. You know, sometimes like if you're a cancer patient, you know, sometimes you wouldn't believe, they'll put you in like a conference or something with people. You ain't gonna believe about the other people in there. It'd be people that had cancer and beat cancer. So that he'll give you some confidence as you go through. Since he knows I'm afraid to die and I don't want to die, he had to give me somebody to give me some comfort. That's right. That's it. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I know these folks. When you love the Lord and you living for the Lord, you ain't got to worry about dying. That's a good saying. I'm just curious why that man was up on the cross saying why he forsook him. He wanted me to know it gets that tight. You will feel like you by yourself. I needed that for me. Don't let nobody tell you no lie. Religions are bigger lies than anybody. That man sat right there as a man and said the man forsook him. He looked at you leaving me. But he had hope in him. That he was going to be able to resurrect him up. He went through the same thing I did. You ain't never died before. How you do it? Oh, I'm ready now. I'm shooting. No, I ain't ready. I'm not ready. I don't care how much word. Who kept more word and who kept more Torah than Yahushua? The man constantly kept running, trying to get away from it. Because you know what? It's that scary. You transition to something you never done before. So you know how important it is to make sure we understand this and be real with ourselves? Why I want to wait and find out at the critical moment be real? Let me get it now. Let me understand it now so I can process how to go through. This is a transitioning. This ain't not something you just go and come right back. You're set for years. If people been gone for 100 years, for thousands of years, and they ain't back yet. You're human. I want to be honest with y'all. Process it and just think about it. I can't afford to be wrong. I can't afford to be wrong. I can't afford for him not to be who he say he's going to be. I made up my mind, I'm going to ride this thing all the way out. This is just me. Everybody in the same place. You find out what worked for you. I usually wouldn't talk like that. But I'm being honest with people. Find out what worked for you. Find out a cigarette might work for you. A beer might work for you. But just be honest with yourself. Are you ready to ride that all the way out? I ain't. Not with that. I'm going to ride this all the way out, but I just got to make sure I got this right, though. If I'm going to look for him to give me the benefits that he gave to others, and I'm looking to receive the promise, then I got to make sure I got this right. Y'all got it? I don't want to go out here on no whim. I got to make sure I got it right. And I put in a lot of time up here talking, I know going, but I want to be as real as I can with y'all because I want you to be real with yourself. I want you, don't, listen, how many of y'all lie to yourself a lot? How many of y'all covered up things and never dealt with yourself? Because you don't really want to, that's that bit, nobody does. Nobody want to be picked and poked. Who want to go, I'm ready for my physical, take off all your clothes, you think? It's uncomfortable. That's why I give you a sheet and say, hey, your ass on this cold plastic, and somebody poking you like, what you saying? I just want to get this over with. Rub your side, take it. You're like, I don't want to do none of this, but they force you, I don't want to die. I got to go through and I got to be picked, I got to be poked, I got to be checked to make sure I'm all right. Just like you go to the doctor for these things, because we're trying to make sure nothing's wrong before you get the mosh pot. You can't afford to be wrong. Everybody, you can't afford to be wrong, so you be realistic with yourself when you come back. If it don't fit you, if it's not for you, you don't owe nobody but yourself. Don't let nobody push you into nothing. Ain't nobody dragging me, pushing me, paging me, texting me, emailing me to do nothing. I do this because I want to get this right. I've done a lot of stuff in my life. A lot of stuff, I can't go back and change that stuff. A lot of people still hate me for what I've done. I can't go back and change that stuff. That's just the person I was and who I was. I can't do that. If that's what you hold, what you live with, I ain't going to live my life to, oh, I've done it. I've done it. It happened. Unfortunately, a lot of things happen to me with people. You learn to forgive people, and you got to learn to forgive yourself. Just like you want people to forgive you, forgive somebody else. Sometimes we only want to hold stuff against people like a child molester or a raper or something of that sort. But the thing we do to people took something from them. The lie we told, the life we live, that took something from people. We in fraction of damage people. We think always, every time, I'm sure you know from being up there, everybody look at people always thinking, they have my child, they won't know if I'm molested. Everybody just run back to molested. There are other things that happen in people's child. Kids grew up, they weren't fed properly in the home, and it damaged them. Not having the other parent that damaged. There's a lot of stuff we've done and damages that we inflicted on people, but we look at the big eyes. Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's including me. Let them burn in hell. All of them need to die and strangle them. I'm talking about me too saying it. What if I strangled and died for all the stuff I did? There's some people that look and say the stuff I done to them was equivalent to that. See, we never look at the hurt pain we call people. Just always what happened to us. We the victim. Hell, everybody in the world is a victim. Everybody in the world is a victim of other people. Get that in your mind first, okay? We all are victims. But you can't live your life and get to being victorious if you're going to keep sitting around using something, trying to blame everybody for everything happening in your life and not look at the courses of things you've done that infraction hurt other people. Right. You want people to take responsibility? Hell, you take responsibility. You get me? You be honest with yourself. That's why I'm here now. I'm here to take responsibility for who I am, for what I've been and what I caused and what I've done, and to do better and make sure it don't come up against me in the day of March pot. That's why I'm here. Y'all got it? That's two. Appreciate it. I know. That's all.